Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Mako, a firebender from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Archie. I play Aquila, a bloodbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
G'day, I'm Brandon. I play Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hi, my name's Bree and I play Shurva, a weapon specialist from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Al, an airbender from the Northern Air Temple.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. It's lovely to have you all joining us here for Avatar Legends Embers of War, and we are very excited to be jumping back into the session. Before we begin, a few very quick short announcements. Thank you everybody who joined us last night for Curse of Strahd and last Wednesday for Return of the Giants. Simon, who was one of the main cast members during Tyranny of Dragons, has joined us back as a main cast member for Return of the Giants. It is lovely to have him back. His character, Ember, is a wildfire druid based on Pokemon trainers from the games. It is extremely fun and works extremely well with the wildfire druid. I finished the artwork completely this morning. It is now completely done, including his wildfire spirit. If you want to come and check that out, it will be up on the ArtStation page very shortly, and I'll also load it up onto the wiki when I get a chance as well. Otherwise, you'll be able to see it during the session on Wednesday night, which is only a day away. So make sure you come and check that out. Exactly. I know, crazy. So that is the main announcement. The side announcement I had was Tears of the Kingdom. I've completely finished now. Not 100%, but I've finished pretty much all the main quests and all of the... I finished all the main quests. I've mostly finished all of the side quests. The episodes will continue to drop every day that we don't have an episode of D&D or Avatar Legends until that finishes. So in total, I think it's exactly 50 episodes of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So they'll be dropping in between all of these. After that, I have had a few people tell me that I really need to look at playing Starfield, the new Bethesda game. I really love Skyrim and Fallout. I'm just going to ignore Dave. I really love Skyrim and Fallout. I probably will also pre-order Starfield. I'm trying to avoid doing it, but I will do it at some point. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to. You can avoid by doing it.
Okay, no, we don't need to talk about that. No. We'll just power right through that. So never mind about that.
Xbox Game Pass? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yep. Game Pass Ultimate works on Xbox and PC.
Oh man, cool, sweet. I was looking at Fable and I see it was only on like Xbox and Microsoft, and I'm like,
Day one Game Pass.
Yeah, right.
We're still not sponsored by Microsoft or Games Pass.
We're getting ready.
Well,
We're getting
Dave
ready.
is clearly. Dave clearly is.
I don't need to be. It's just a very good bargain.
I hear Bill Gates is a big fan of this Avatar Legends series. Watches it every night. No, so we're still not sponsored by Games Pass. In case you were wondering, I don't know why Dave persists with this. I don't think it's going to happen. Sure.
Yet.
The other thing I was going to say is really good reason to come and join the Discord. There's been some amazing fan art for Avatar Legends dropping in the Discord recently. I can see Madflower29, the artist behind the amazing fan art, is actually in chat right now. Definitely go and check out our Discord. The link is in the video description if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast, it's in the audio description. If you're watching us live on Twitch, it's actually just underneath us right now on the homepage. You can access it through there, or on YouTube at the top of the channel page as well. I will be adding all of those to the overlay at some point, crediting MadArt29 and MadFlower29 and anyone else who's been doing the fan art. I just haven't had a chance to make a really cool new overlay for Avatar yet. I'm hoping to have some time this weekend to do that. So I will get onto that ASAP so that it can actually be cycling through down that side of me and have it playing during the stream, because there's some pretty cool artwork. Definitely Aquila has been a feature. I think MadFlower's a bit of an Aquila fan.
Yeah, it's a hottie.
Some of
I think that'd be
so fucking deep. Holy crap!
Yeah, they're amazing. They're so good. It's gonna be awesome to see. And MadFlower has also beaten me to the new artwork for Aquila with his new cloak. I have still not finished the updated artwork for Mako and Aquila. It's been a busy time for me at the end of the financial year with my job, so I'm hoping to have some spare time once the 30th rolls around, and I'll be able to go back to doing some more artwork for the stream, and also updating the wiki, which will be really, really fun. For those of you who are joining us and you're not aware of the VTT that we're using, it's called Avatar Beyond Legend. I thoroughly recommend it. Again, you can access it in the descriptions below. Finally, I have updated all of the custom moves. If you were to pull open your character sheets, those of you who have been granted special moves by the spirits, you will find them in your character sheet. Archie, I don't know why you're getting excited. You have not been granted a special move by a spirit yet.
Why not?
Because you haven't appeased a spirit.
But I helped spirit.
Yep, but that's you haven't appeased
If
the spirit.
anything, you pissed the spirits off.
No.
Yeah. I think that's fair to say.
He helped the evil spirit.
He did help the evil spirit.
And then pissed him off.
That's his blood bending that he's been granted. So yeah, the special spirits, special spirit powers have been added. And if you use the Avatar Legend Beyond Legend VTT overlay, you will also be able to access all of the homebrew content that I've been creating, as well as homebrew content that other people have as well. It's an awesome resource. I do thoroughly recommend checking it out. It's been really fun and easy to use, and I know there's some really cool new updates coming for it shortly with some added features. I've had a bit of a chance today to go through and check out their encyclopedia and compendium. It's really comprehensive. It's definitely really easy to use if you're just getting started, or if you're a DM and you want to have all of the information right there in front of you. It's easily the best one out there at the moment, and has continued to be the best one so far. So I do thoroughly recommend it. Link is below in the description. Definitely go check it out. It's awesome. Alrighty, that's it from me for announcements. Not sponsored, by the way. I just think it's an awesome tool, and I think everyone should check it out if they want to play Beyond Legend. Just realized I should probably say that. It's not a sponsored segment. I just really like it. So check it out if you want. Alrighty, let's do a recap and jump straight back into the session. How does that sound?
Sure.
Cool, fantastic. Oh, the other thing I should add, Archie's dying of land cold tonight, so we're going to be a bit easy on him. And Dave's webcam has just died. Amazing.
This episode is sponsored by Video Broadcast. No.
And immediately fails.
And Games Pass.
Do you need me to... Are you okay, Dave? Do you need me to... Oh, he's back. There we go.
Yeah, I knocked something over just before, and I've just been trying to fix it.
Oh, easy done. It's all looking good now. Awesome. Let me quickly do our recap, and we will jump straight back into the action. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Aquila of the Water Tribe, and Aang of the Air Nomads. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are currently on the trail of the 4 elemental spirits in an attempt to calm their rage and undo the damage done by a careless wish made of the whale spirit of the Siwong Desert. With 2 spirits appeased and 2 to go, the team are in high spirits. Having left the Eastern Air Temple following the calming of the Sky Bison spirit, the team are now traveling through the southern regions of the Earth Kingdom. Soon after arriving on Earth Kingdom soil again, the group were met by a ruler, an old man some of the team had met previously outside the walls of Ba Sing Se, who handed over a rather odd-looking metal lantern to Mako, promising it would open when the time was right. After a brief stopover in the village of Chin, just in time to participate in the Avatar Day festival, the group flew to the nearby Kyoshi Island, met with the village elders and the Kyoshi warriors, including their leader Coco, and then while the boys went shopping with some extra gold, Shurva was taken on a tour by the training grounds by Cuckoo, by Coco, before engaging in a quick sparring match with her. After the sparring match, then the party had a bit of a chance to rest and relax and spend some time having a bit of downtime, shall we say. The Kyoshi Island village was actually attacked by members of Chin Village, seeking to locate these fugitives responsible for burning down part of their town. Through some liberal use of fire, the team were able to drive off the Chin Village villagers and Earth Kingdom guards, and bid their farewells to the Kyoshi Island warriors before heading north again, passing by Chin Village and heading into the Foggy Swamp, a vast stretch of mangroves up the western coast of the Earth Kingdom, at the center of which an enormous banyan grove tree rises high above the tree line below. The team spent the night in the Foggy Swamp, two of them deciding to spend the night in a nearby swamp bender village, Mako and Aquila, before the team then enlisted the help of a local to guide them to the banyan tree. Seeing the presence of the guiding wind nearby, the group headed up, stealthily at first towards the top of the banyan grove tree, before absolutely moving right out into the open on Mango's back and drawing quite a bit of attention to themselves. Landing at the guiding wind camp, the group were met by Pion, an airbender they had previously met while traveling to the Northern Water Tribe, who seemed quite surprised at their presence. The group were then introduced to Lashar, a clearly important member of the guiding wind, who at first indicated some kind of interest in understanding some of the party's abilities and knowing what they might have learned from the spirits they had so far appeased. While Shurva made some tea with Pion and then grilled him for information, the rest of the group happily followed Lashar into a nearby tent. However, quickly realizing that potentially they were in a little bit of danger, things turned violent. The group using this opportunity to launch a surprise attack on Lashar, driving her back and actually blasting the tent up out of the way, damaging an old stone tablet that the group had previously seen similar sort of fragment in the Fire Nation ship owned by General Zhao. We left off with a number of the guiding wind convinced to either stand down or being engaged by Pion, being kept busy by Pion, while the rest of you rushed inside the tent and freed a Fire Nation priest, Sister Legshay, and other airbender that you were not introduced to or aware of or recognized. We left off last session right as Mako was deciding what he wanted to do with the stone tablet. Lashar, on her knees, holding this broken fragment in front of her, somewhat stunned as the rest of the group begin making their way towards the bison. And that is where we left off. Mako, at the end of the last session, you said you had made the decision to try and take the fragment. I can see slowly sinking off screen. What would you like to do, Mako?
Yep. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try and make her run for it and grab the part of the tablet and just yoink it out of her hands.
Okay.
I was gonna do something, but I just realized how much fatigue I have.
Okay. As you rush over up next to her, the rest of you are currently making your way over to Mango. You're probably about 20 meters away, having just come out of the larger main tent, closely followed by the other prisoners who had been kept there. Mako, in front of you, almost looks torn and conflicted for a moment, as if looking back, trying to figure out whether he should run with you, before you see him turn around and make a mad dash towards Lashar. Mako, as your feet pound on the wooden branch and you rush up towards her, your nimble hands dart down and grasp at the edge of the stone tablet. The tablet is currently in two fragment pieces, this large piece of petrified wood. Are you going for the larger piece or the smaller piece? The larger piece, I mean, looks like it probably weighs, I'd say probably 25, 30 kilos. The smaller piece, maybe 10.
That's more manageable. That's still probably like the pushing it for a bit for Mako, but that's more manageable.
Okay. As you reach down and grasp the edge of this tablet and go to yank it away, you stop dead as you pull against this tablet. And as you suddenly turn and look down, you watch as Lashar's head slowly turns up towards you. eyes full of a cold fury. And as she cocks her head, you just watch her breathe in and let out this gust of air. Mako, I need you to roll with Push Your Luck, please, as she breathes out this burst of icy wind that sends you tumbling head over heels.
Easy.
Easy? Okay. What did you... That's a 5. That's a miss. All of you who are currently rushing towards...
Oh, shit.
All of you who are currently rushing towards Mango, you watch as Lashar just breathes out this gust of wind. Mako is shot backwards and up. And for a moment, he hangs in the air before disappearing out of sight off the side of the branch. What would you guys like to do? Mako, you are now falling through open air. The ground below you, not even visible, it is so high up. There are small, almost like patches of fog rising from the mangroves below you, obscuring just how high up you are. But as you look down, you can see the trunk on the right-hand side of you, almost like a sheer rock wall. And as you just begin plummeting, the wind catches at your cloak and clothing, tearing away at
Could I...
Sorry.
Yep, no, go.
Does Al think that if he grabbed him, that I could carry him and use the glider, or at least not like fly, but like glide us to safety?
You know that you can definitely slow his fall, but it's going to be tricky. That change in weight is going to be very, very hard. Because on one hand, you've got to hold both edges of the glider with your hands, which means you're only going to be able to try and catch him with your feet.
Really
if you're able to do that, that then means that all of the weight is on the front of the glider, which is going to pull the nose down and cause you both to kind of fall. The way that the airbenders are able to use that bending and those gliders effectively is by holding their bodies back up against it to maintain that kind of equilibrium down the length of the glider. The answer is yes, you could slow his fall, but it's going to be tricky and you're endangering yourself to do this. Aquila.
Do I know if there's because obviously we were just down. Do I know if there's any water, if he's going to land near water, near water?
Yeah, there's vast amounts of swampy, fetid water all around the edge of the tree. But Aquila, you would know that at this height, he may as well be falling onto solid rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The speed at which he's falling, it's irrelevant whether or not it's water at this point. He will have reached terminal velocity.
I'm thinking of
in 18 seconds from memory.
Pulling the water up.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Is that a thing?
It's pretty far away. You're hundreds of meters in the air.
Oh, I'll see you, Mako.
You know how to fly Mango, don't you?
Yeah, I'll say
Yep.
Rung and Aquila both know how to fly Mango, right? I'm pretty sure Rung and Aquila both know how to fly Mango.
I've watched
Plus, you have some
Aquila fly
airbenders
Mango.
with you anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sandboat bending, so...
Am I able to slow my descent using firebending?
Talk me through how.
Just shooting bursts of fire beneath me.
What's the movie I'm thinking of where they slow a tank from...
And then I would also like to... and this is going to really hurt me, I know. This is going to suck. Aim for the tree.
Try and push yourself into the trunk of the tree. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Sorry, you go, Dave.
Yeah, in the meantime, Al says to Rung and Aquila, hey, can you get Lake Shay and the others on a bison and catch up with us? We got to go now. And Al just Olympic dives off.
Okay, brilliant.
With his glider, obviously.
Yes, I figured. Okay, so let's deal with Mako and Al at this point. Actually, before we do, Aquila, Rung, Shurva, what are the three of you doing?
I'll put on Mango and...
Yeah, we were already
running towards
running
Mango. Yep.
with them, so we just keep
running towards
them,
Mango.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Those
Shurva?
other guys that are getting out, are they just going to wait up here? Is that so I get the gist of? Look behind us, or...?
You don't know. At this point, you haven't discussed any of that with them. The last they knew is they were going to follow you to Mango and get on Mango, and everyone was going to escape together.
There was another bison they could get on.
There's one other bison, yep.
What is sorry, I forgot her name. What is she doing? Is she just threw
Legshay or Lashar?
Yeah. Lashar. She
Lashar.
just threw Mako
As she lets out this blast of compressed air, I'm sort of slowing down time for this bit, because if we were going in real time, Mako would have died about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I've compressed time right down.
What? No way.
As Mako flies off the edge of the branch, you watch as Lashar looks down at the tablet, looks back up to where Mako has fallen off, and then slowly begins to turn around towards all of you running towards the bison.
Can I use my hidden water blade to sort of push one of the smallest tablet piece?
It weighs 10 kilos. That's going to be a bit of a tough ask. Sure, you can give it a go. And you're currently like 50 meters away from her at this point.
I'm strong.
Okay.
You got an earthbender, didn't you?
I'm gonna try. Like, if I can push it off, then all good. What do roll?
So I would say this is a push your luck. You are trying to use bending well beyond your skills and training. This is trying to throw a blast of water very far away, quite a distance, and a very small target. Trying to knock it out of her hands. 9. That is a partial success. As you fling out this jet of water, knowing that you can't reclaim this water, it's not like a water whip. This is all of the water from one of your bending canteens gone in your shoulder, in your arm.
It's okay because I still got my blood one.
True. As you send out this blast of water, you watch as it strikes into her hand. She drops the tablet, and the tablet skitters away down the branch, and then, like right at the very edge, leans precariously over the edge of the branch, tipping as if a moment's balance would knock it off. While that's happening, Shurva, you watch as your full-time ward, up until this moment, just
My
off
pain
the
in the
edge.
ass, yes.
And there's, I would say, probably a look of genuine confusion and fear on his face is the last thing you see as Mako suddenly like gets thrown backwards, and as he looks up, realizing how fucked he is in this moment, and then drops. Time seems to slow down for you, Sheriff, as you watch him disappear.
Oh, what a shame.
I thought you were going to say, Owen. I thought you were going to say that you're watching your former ward get knocked off while your current ward then dives in headfirst to save your former ward.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about that happening.
Fair. No, that's okay. That's okay.
No, like, I am not useful. My whip's not long enough.
What do you mean it's not long enough? It's a long whip.
We're doomed.
I don't know, because like I was hanging back with Mako because I was going to help like distract her, and then he decided to change that plan at the beginning of the session for some reason.
No, I just ran out.
He just rushed her and tried to grab it out of her
I looked at my
hands.
fatigue and was like, I can't do anything. My plan was to do something, and I just
So,
can't do it.
Shurva, you're currently probably 10 meters away from Lashar and 40 meters away from the rest of the group. You watch as Mako is just thrown off the side, like 20 meters in front of you. This blast of compressed air striking him in the chest as he just goes tumbling backwards and disappears. The rest of the group seems to be running towards the bison. In that case, actually, Lashar doesn't turn and look at the rest of the group. She turns and looks at you, Shurva. And you are close enough to hear her voice. As you look into her eyes, you see this dark storm rage within her. She turns towards you. And as she looks, she goes, "That's one." And there's this very, very, I would say, very different demeanor to her. This frantic, almost madness to her now.
Bitch is unhinged.
And can airbend, apparently. Oh yeah, she is an airbender. Right. For some reason I thought she was a firebender. For some
One of the
reason,
leaders
I don't
of the
know
Guiding
why.
Winds.
Oh no.
I was
For some
like,
reason I thought she was a firebender.
the Guiding Wind are airbenders, guys. Some of them. Don't want to make assumptions.
Wait, you're an air nomad?
Yeah. If you're an air nomad, why are you so mad right now?
That's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay, so I don't know. This is hard.
I'm going to put on some music slightly more appropriate to this. I want some
Just jump off the edge.
to go. Let's do the Agni Kai. I feel like we're at Agni Kai.
Why'd that going a thought in your head?
Look, you didn't think that was my first thought.
That's yeah, I knew it.
There we go.
Like I feel like I should try to subdue her in some way.
Yeah. How would you do that?
On the ground, like on her butt, or is she like kneeling?
She's still kneeling over the broken stone tablet.
Over it, so it's not in her hands. So her hands are empty.
No, she's still holding the 2 fragments. Although she can't fully pick up one of them because it's like 35 kilos. So she's like got her hand on one.
She's like holding them on the ground.
Yeah, and then you watch as you're sort of thinking this thought, she's holding the slightly lighter stone tablet, the broken off section. This blast of water from behind you strikes the tablet, sending it skittering across the wooden branch over towards the edge, where it slowly tips and then balances at this like just about ready to fall on the edge of the branch.
Okay. What do I have on me? How don't I have rope?
A really long whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
What do you mean? You don't need rope. You've got a whip.
Pretty much a rope, yeah.
Okay, I am going to approach her and kind of like try to get my whip around her so that it's holding like her arms to her, so like around like the top part of her body to like.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll anything for that?
You bet.
That should be fine.
Skills and training, please.
No, just auto succeed.
And it's a 6.
I
Lol.
tried.
I think that might be a fail, or is that a partial success? No, that's a fail.
That's a
That's a miss. As you send you like suddenly like Indiana Jones style reach across your right, pull out your whip, crack it forwards, ready to grab her. What was that you just rolled, Marco? That was a miss.
That was me clicking back into the tab.
Okay, just double checking. So it was a 3, and I was like, well, whatever that roll is, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Yes.
You're fucked. Shurva, as you pull your whip out and crack it forwards, you watch as almost lightning fast, the Shah just raises up a hand and this almost like shield of air cracks away your whip right in front, causing it to sort of strike almost this invisible shield of air as your whip is blown up and then falls back down again, the air sort of knocking it aside as she just with a single very careless wave of her hand sends this attack, pushing it back out of the way. And as she stares down at you, she slowly stands up, leaving the larger stone tablet on the ground. Yeah, she's loads of fun. We're going to jump back to Al and Mako at this point, because this is the very time sensitive bit. Mako.
What can go wrong?
So you're trying to use your firebending to slow down your descent. Is there anything else you're doing to try and slow down your fall? Holding out your cloak? like it's each... Okay. No. Okay, what I'll get you to do, can you please roll me...
Squirrel.
A push your luck as you try and turn yourself into a flying squirrel.
Because this could be a very fast way to barrel roll.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, it is.
What was that, Mako?
A 6.
That's a miss. Mako, the problem is, as you go for the blast of firebending, all it does is it causes you to spin, because the amount of fire from each hand, as you send out these 2 blasts downwards, and the wind is buffeting at your clothing, causing you to kind of tumble a bit, all it does is start you spinning as you send out this blast of fire.
That makes sense.
Which does not slow your descent at all, because as you are spinning, that's going to not cause too many collisions with the air. It's not going to make you...
drag. Yep, cool.
It's going to reduce drag, if anything. Oh my god, this is
now
so
torpedo
bad.
in the air.
Genuinely, this is so bad for you. This is not good. That's all you have time to do, Mako, as you continue plummeting towards the ground. As you swan dive off the edge of the branch, you can see Mako below you falling rapidly, this tiny speck in the distance. What do you do?
Al is like Iron Man style, using his hands to push like air backwards to push him down, because he's going head first.
Yeah.
So his main goal right now is to avoid branches and catch up as fast as he can. And when he can, because I assume his glider is like attached to his back of his cloak, so he's going to try and get Mako, hug around him with legs and arms, and then get his glider out like that. That makes sense.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, so for a bear hug.
Al, could you please rely on your skills and training, please?
Oh wow, not even luck.
We need something above a 6 tonight.
Well, this is pretty standard airbender tactic. All you're doing is just falling fast, using your airbending to propel you downwards. This should be a pretty easy roll for
That
you.
is 11.
11. Full success is what you needed.
This is what we do, like warm-ups for breakfast. Like
this is the only way that this was not going to end with Mako
dying.
What a
the rest of the
shame.
campaign in a wheelchair.
No. There would not be enough of Mako left to scrape into a wheelchair. Like, this tree is very tall. Mako has already reached terminal velocity. At this point, everything extra is just adding to the jam factor, as it were.
Would there be enough of him to put in a wheelbarrow?
Probably, yeah. Especially with bloodbending to help you.
Because I got an 11, I'll like to hug Mako when he's just before he pulls the thing out, and he just like to whisper, "Just thought I'd drop by."
Despite how tense this moment is, there is one other problem you've got to get past though. So this is to catch up to him. This is not to grab him and hug him. This is just to get up to him. As you
Thanks, just hanging about.
drop,
Sorry.
pushing away, and also I'm going to add like kicking with your feet as well every so often to add these little blasts of air just to increase that momentum. You rapidly have to squint your eyes at the air blasting into your face as you just drop, almost like a missile as you straight down the trunk of the tree. Below you, almost looking like land flying beneath you as you fly rapidly over the surface of a large desert. You just drop straight down towards Mako. As you start getting closer and closer to him, you can see he is spinning uncontrollably, hands occasionally flaying outwards as they whip up. It's going to be dangerous to get close to him and grab him. As you drop down, I am going to need you to roll a push your luck, please, to try and grab him.
Okay. I was like, it's about time you fell in line.
Oh, God.
Okay.
These better be the last words you say to him.
It's like a Marvel movie. I love this.
If it is, I'm okay with that. Those are good last words.
That's an 8. That's an 8.
That's an
not
8.
too
Success with
bad.
consequences. That's
Not
okay.
too
That's okay.
bad. Yeah.
As you reach out to grab onto Mako, the first attempt, his hand suddenly comes out of nowhere, strikes you across the chin before one of his legs flicks upwards and smacks you on the shin, pushing you away. And you watch as Mako drops even further down below. I need you to mark 1 fatigue as you take damage from this, and then as you concentrate, still yourself, and drop again, you're able to fly right through as his arms flail wildly in the air and grab him in a big bear hug. It's at this point. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awkward if that 1 fatigue was what knocked me out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, I was seeing the entire time.
It couldn't be.
That would be real awkward.
I love this idea of like as you go to rescue Mako and you say to him like, "Oh, it's about time you fell into line," and then as Mako looks up ready to be saved, I'll just like falling next to him, and the glider tumbles back out of view, and Mako's like, "Oh fuck."
Can we say it's like Al reaches out his arm and is like, "Grab my hand,"
Sure.
and then they like the predator handshake.
Yeah.
And then like Mako and Al wrap themselves around each other like a very romantic couple.
Yep.
Heterosexual life partners.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay if it's your best mate.
It's always okay to
I
hug
guess.
another human being as long as it's two consenting adults. It's absolutely fine to hug someone, regardless of
legs
their...
everywhere and arms everywhere. Yeah, okay, yeah. And what do you want me to roll to open my glider, or is that?
I'm going to include that as part of your push your luck. Unless you want to roll another one, you're more than welcome to.
We could die. I'm gonna go with the guarantees of life.
Probably a good call. I was having that push your luck as the like getting Mako and then trying to slow down the speed at which you're falling.
Yep. Okay.
As you grab onto Mako, what are you doing? Are you just like holding onto Arl with all your strength?
Arl is like, there's blood will start getting restricted at some point.
Okay.
Like I am just like.
Yeah. As you grip onto Arl underneath, with you holding on really tightly and keeping yourself anchored, Arl is actually probably more likely to be able to use his arms and legs to help hold the glider without having to try and hold onto you. Arl, as you unfurl the glider, knowing that you can't unfurl it just flat, you're going to need to do it at an angle and try and break that speed and slow it down incrementally. If you try and do it flat, it's just going to tear the glider in half.
Yep.
Hashtag physics. As you slowly begin adjusting the angle of your descent, the trees below begin getting closer and closer and closer before you can see the sun reflected in the water below. right at the last moment, it looks like you're about to crash into the tree line, you just get that momentum at the right point, just get that angle, and the glider right over the top of the trees. Your toes, probably Mako's toes too, crashing through the upper layers of the foliage, the canopy high above, narrowly avoiding death. I'm going to have you both mark the scared condition if you have not already.
Oh, shit. I thought you were going to say fatigue. And I was going to be like, no,
exactly. Just die. We survived the fall and we just died for 2
Marco's heart just... as he just drops.
Sorry, what do you want me to mark? The
scared, please.
What? Afraid? Yep.
Yes, afraid. Yeah, sorry. Afraid. Definitely. After that, you almost died, Mako.
I could have marked that at the start of this. It would have been fine.
That would have been fine, but I didn't want to like have you just die midair as your like just limp corpse just down off the side of the tree.
I'll save your limp corpse.
How
Gwen
though?
Stacy
Because
style.
he can't hold on. So how do you hold on to him? Oh no, don't say that.
It was a canon.
That's still
event.
too raw,
Fine.
man. Still too soon for that. Back up at the top of the tree. Oh boy. Alrighty. Aquila and Rung. As the two of you begin rushing for Mango, the ex-prisoners behind you rushing as well. You get to the two sky bison, Mango and this other sky bison that you didn't know the name of. The other airbender who's with you jumps on the back of the other sky bison and then offers his hand down to help the Fire Nation priest up on the back of the bison, and then Sister Legshay. Sister Legshay, as he offers the hand, just sends this blast of air, does a somersault, and lands on the bison at the front, grabbing the reins and calling out, "Yip, yip!" as she strikes at the top of the reins. The bison takes off immediately as Legshay ascends upwards. As she looks down at Rung, Aquila, and Shurva still there, she calls out, "Go straight up!" and then disappears into the canopy of leaves above.
Easier said than done.
Not straight down.
We just go down, please.
We can send this thing any direction.
I guess we jump on Mango and...
Shurva behind us?
Shurva's still 40 meters away from you guys
Can we
at this
pick
point.
up Shurva and go up?
How would you do that?
So what we do is we go and we pick her up and then we go up.
So who's flying Mango?
Me?
And who's grabbing Shurva and trying to pull her onto the saddle? Or are you holding onto the legs, reaching out and grabbing her?
I can do that. If you fly us over there, I'll
Stretching out a limb for the whip.
yoink.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he said.
Okay. Aquila, I'm going to get you to, because as you begin, so as you get onto the back of Mango, flick the reins, call out yip yip, and take off. Rung holding onto the front leg, reaching out a hand, ready to grab Shurva, or at least like offer her a hand to grab onto as you fly past. You begin flying towards Sister Lashar. You watch as she suddenly flicks her eyes over, seeing the bison. Shurva, you hear go, no, you're not getting away that easily. And she sends out a blast of air towards Mango. Aquila, I'm going to need to get you to roll with, I'd say probably push your luck.
Again?
I was thinking skills and training to fly Mango, but I realized you've only had like 2 lessons with Arl.
No, it's really probably been like 3.
That doesn't help your
argument.
argument.
It's like an extra 50%.
How's the absolute
shit to do, like...
Marco, mark down full pants. Yeah, Marco, I need you to mark down the condition brown pants, please. If you could.
Yeah, done. Don't worry about it. Covered.
11, Aquila, absolute success. Instinct guides your hands as you pull back on the reins and flick them around to the side, narrowly avoiding this blast of compressed air that flies towards you. You see behind you, actually you probably hear first this crack, and you watch as one of the branches behind you is split by this blade of air that has cracked through the branch. As this section of branch falls and lands on the branches that the Guiding Wind have set up their tents, you watch as the large tent is crushed beneath this bough. There seems to be almost no response from Lashar. She watches the tree take this damage. In fact, if anything, this like mad smile dances across her lips, and she just shakes her head and then bends, like pulling air back, gets ready to fire another blast. It's at this point that Mango gets up next to you, Shurva. You can see Rung is holding out his hand ready to try and help you onto the bison. What are you doing, Shurva?
I'd take his hand, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. With both of you working together, I actually don't think that needs to necessarily be even a roll. With Rung holding on, reaching out, Shurva, you reaching to grab onto his hand, he just grabs your hand, pulls you onto the bison, and both of you scramble up the side onto the saddle. Both of you are quite physical people. That's not a tough thing for you to do. Like Rung being an earthbender, Shurva being a warrior, that's not necessarily a hard task for either of you. As you get onto the saddle... Oh, sorry, you go. Yeah.
I was going to say, what do you think my chances are when I pull her up? If I look over, could I try flinging one of the stone tablets up my way, if like the 10 kilo one or something like that, to...
It is made of stone.
Maybe try and catch midair, or...
So the 10 kilo one's balancing precariously on the edge of a branch, ready to fall.
Okay. That wouldn't be like in reach, be like go like boom boom, so fling it my direction or anything like that. But
there's another much easier way for you to get to it. That doesn't involve you trying to like very accurately shoot it upwards.
I just fly to it. Yeah, true actually.
Or just knock it off and then fly underneath.
I go to Archie and I just pull up Shurva and just like, Archie, stone. I bump it. We get it. Good. Thumbs up. Good.
We're supposed to go up. We can pick it up.
Go down to go up. Go.
Yep.
Good.
Everything that goes down goes up.
Okay. So what are you doing?
All right. So, when Archie flies that direction, as soon as I get near it, I just bit of earthbender maneuver, knock it down. See if we can catch it on the way or just close to it.
Alrighty. As you begin guiding Mango back around towards the tablet, because it sounds like the plan is to get closer to the tablet first and then knock it off, or try, because if you're going to fly around closer to it, probably Rung, it is easier for them to pull it towards you and try and catch it onto the back of the bison. I figured if you guys were flying towards it, that would be the easier way. I sort of assumed you were flying away from the tablets at this point. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if we're flying towards it, I'll just try and hop it over towards me then, or just grab it.
Alrighty.
It's easiest.
As you begin spinning around towards the tablet, it brings you back into range, or keeps you in range of another air blast from Lucifer. As this blast of compressed air flies out again, Aquila, I'm going to get you to roll one more time with Push Your Luck.
Yeah, just a second, everything died. Push your luck.
Advice.
Push your luck, please.
Fuck.
Roll well.
8.
That's a success with consequences. As the blast of air strikes the back of Mango, Mango lets out this cry of alarm, and for a moment you're terrified that Mango's being hit directly by this blast. As Shurva and Rung rush to the back to look for the cut, you don't see any cut at all. This blade of air has narrowly missed you. It was the wash of displaced air from this sort of thin blade that has knocked Mango and pushed you down a bit. Mango has to use both legs at the front to sort of like stumble across the edge of the branch to take flight again. As that happens, Rung, you watch as the tablet leans and then just drops over the side.
Down!
Aquila.
Or can I try and pop it up somehow? Can I like...
Yeah. Could you roll with Push Your Luck for me, please, Rung? Actually, no. This is skills and training. It's still within range. You flew towards it. This is still skills and training.
You got this.
Easy. Come on. Well, I shouldn't have jinxed it.
Never seen you miss.
You just jinxed it.
Yeah, I did. Right, on skills and training. It's a 9 to do the time.
9. That's still a partial success. Success with consequences. That's okay. As you reach out and try and grab the tablet, Rung, and pull it towards you, you get the angle right, but the power is a bit too much. You kind of overcompensate and sends the tablet flying towards you. As it strikes you in the chest, sending you stumbling back into the saddle, you're going to mark 1 fatigue, as you are knocked back into the saddle by this tablet that strikes into you, before Aquila then pulls back on the reins, sending Mango flying high up into the branches of the trees. There's a crack from behind you, Shurva. As you look back, you watch as another blast of this compressed air, this air blade, flies up through the branches, cutting through another section of foliage just below where you were a second ago. But as you ascend up through the branches, it becomes much harder to see where you are. After a few moments of dodging through these sections of large tree trunks, not tree trunks, sorry, large branches and boughs, you suddenly emerge into sunlight again high above the tree. Across from you can see Legshay is also still guiding this other sky bison. As she looks over towards you, she immediately points over the side and then gestures down, as if trying to sort of like give you directions. And they then take off at quite a brisk pace.
I'll follow.
Okay, brilliant. As you begin speeding along, following Legshay, just as you disappear over the limb of the canopy once again, Shurva, I get the sense you're kind of like keeping lookout at this point, making sure you guys are safe. Shurva, could you roll a assess the situation for me? I just want to see how perceptive you are, shall we say. 11. Absolute success. Just as you dip below the edge of the canopy, you watch as Lashar bursts through the upper sections of the branches. Sections of foliage tumbling around her, having been sliced by this incredible blast of wind. She stands in the center of what looks to be a very small vortex. Her glider, which you've not seen before up until this point, looks different to Arl's and many of the other air nomads that you've seen. Rather than a long staff with these thin fabrics that come out to form the wings of a glider, she has these two sections of pole that meet in the middle that she's holding onto each side of. And as she moves them forwards, you can see that each side actually articulates, almost creating giant fans underneath each of her arms, almost like a glide suit. But separate to her clothing, it's this pole that she is sort of like she has strapped to her back. It doesn't look like she has actually seen you. As you begin dropping over the side of the canopy with your 11, that full success, you don't get the sense she's actually seen you. That last glimpse as you drop below the edge of the tree, she seems to be looking in the wrong direction. Okay. And you hear this high-pitched whistling noise as the wind blasting through the inside of the tree cuts through and creates this very eerie, hollow noise. We're going to jump back to the pizza boys who almost turned themselves into pizza. Arl and Mako. As you begin flying rapidly, all of that momentum from falling has been converted into inertia carrying you forwards. That use of the glider to try and slow your descent and stop you slamming into the water in the ground of the swamp is now propelling you rapidly over the surface of the trees. It takes a lot of strength and concentration to try and slow you down and stop you just shooting out into the middle of nowhere away from the tree. As you begin sort of like turning in a very tight circle, trying to slow this momentum without tumbling through into the trees, I'm going to need you to roll one more skills and training, please.
Yeah, I can do that. Skills and training, sure.
Yep.
I'm a skills and training boy. That's a 7, so that's just over the line.
That's just a pass, isn't it? 7.
Thank goodness I have a +3. Yep. I rolled a 4 +3, so.
Mate, it's so close to a failure. As you go to as you go to begin turning, the circle is initially too tight, and for a second you almost lose it in the swamp. Only the combined weight of you and Mako hanging off you, clutching onto you like some, I have to say it, like some spider monkey, holding on tight like some spider monkey, as you're able to bend around the edge of this curve and begin speeding back towards the tree. As you look up, the two of you see these two tiny dots descending from the canopy quite rapidly, which quickly you realize are the sky bison, the two sky bison. And from the top of the tree, you watch as this vortex of wind suddenly shoots up, growing larger and larger. What are the two of you doing?
Can I assess the situation?
You bet you can.
This is not going to go well. I know it.
It depends on your role, I guess, but you can give it a go.
No, it's not going to go. Jesus Christ. That's a 3.
Mako, there's a lot going on right now. Probably at this point, your life is still flashing before your eyes, kind of getting in the way of seeing what's around you.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
That seems
I'll
reasonable.
also assess the situation.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the closest you've been to certain death, Mako. And you've been pretty close before now.
Yeah.
I reckon that was the closest
It's true,
you've been to
you've done
certain
some
death.
pretty dumb things.
Absolute
Out of all the dumb things, that's the
Um,
dumbest.
Yeah,
What would you
that's
like to
okay.
know?
Where's the best position to intercept to drop Mako off? Because he's dead weight on this glider at the moment.
The roots of the
Well,
large
he's alive,
banyan
wait,
grove
but
tree.
he's
He's alive.
just-
The roots of the banyan grove tree stretch out for what look to be kilometers from the base of the tree. You can see that where they join onto the trunk, large sections of them actually rise above the forest canopy, allowing you to have an easy landing space to drop Mako off and find him again just as easily. Rather than dropping him below the tree line in the swamp itself, these look like they'd be open spots where it's easy to pick him up again if you needed to.
Oh no, I meant if I could meet the sky bison somewhere. Like they're coming down, and I
Yeah.
want to meet them somewhere so I can literally just drop him straight onto the sky bison without having to.
Oh, it's going to be very hard to gain height just because of the sheer amount of weight that is currently holding your glider down. It's probably going to be easier for you to... Yeah, I think same answer. The tree trunks are going to be the easiest space for you to drop Mako off and then fly up and guide them down, or even just both of you stop there, land on this tree root, and then the others can try and fly down and pick you up from the tree root itself. It's large enough that the bison could land on it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I mean. Like they're coming down this direction anyway,
Yeah.
right? Like they are coming down. So like, can I position myself so that like, for example, towards the trunk, so that when they come down, I can like, without having to go up at all, like meet them and just.
Yeah,
Or do I
absolutely.
have to fly up? Is what I'm
No,
meaning.
the tree roots, you're still at the point where you could land on the tree roots and spend maybe 5 seconds quickly running up the side of one of the tree roots and be high enough that you could then just jump off onto the bison. The tree roots rise
I
above
see.
the canopy
It's like
of
when
the
you go out of
trees.
the pool at the diving boards,
Yes.
climb up the ladder to dive again.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I'll will go and position to do that. So I guess we go to the route. We sit there for a second, catching our breaths. Just can't believe what just happened. Al doesn't want to admit how close it was. So I was like, "Yep, that was a piece of cake." As he's sweating profusely underneath his garments.
In your mind, I'd say probably a tiny, tiny voice at the back of your mind, probably at this point speaks up. We almost died. 5 seconds later, 2 seconds later, we wouldn't have made it. Just
Yep, Al
this
suppresses his
knowledge.
feelings for now.
this knowledge that like you almost didn't make it. Yeah. Chuck it in the vault for
Stop
the moment.
drinking.
Yeah.
Al hears that and thinks he's gonna have to talk to Legshay later to unpack those emotions. But for now, they will only serve fight or flight and not in a positive way. So
Put them in the
Al
box.
suppresses it. Yep, puts the lid on nice and tight. Catches his breath. Mako, we need to climb up so we can get some height again. Like again, get more height. We'll jump off, but this time we'll glide from the start. So it's. Oh.
We have to jump off again?
Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't jump off last time. Technically, you were thrown off, so I jumped off. Then that was it's all right. We're here now.
That was a
okay.
really dumb decision by both of us, but that's okay. Thank you.
Well, it all worked out, kind of.
Kind
Ah,
of.
my leg. No.
You don't need that to fly.
So I guess we'll climb up a bit.
Yeah.
And,
just-
try to catch them en route. And I guess my other assessor situation is, how much danger are we in once we get below the canopy?
You won't need to drop below the canopy. You won't need to drop below the canopy of the trees. If you land on the route without losing too much more height, remember the momentum is still keeping you fairly aloft.
No. I meant so that Lashar can't find us.
Oh,
Like,
if you
what's
drop
the
below the
best way to-
canopy, yeah, I guess yeah. If you drop below the canopy, you're exposing yourself to the same dangers of the swamp that you've faced already, as long as along with some other ones you haven't faced. I mean,
As long as
You
we don't
know
catch any leeches, we'll be fine.
you know, there's giant leeches You also would be
thanks to
aware
that.
of other dangerous creatures that live in the swamp as well.
Those leeches at the bottom of
But if we were just above the canopy, from the height that Lashar would have been, how likely is she to spot and see and find us?
If you're not moving and you're directly below the foliage of a tree, it's going to be very hard for her to spot you without
if
investigating
we're just
closer.
above the canopy, sorry.
If you're just above the canopy,
Yeah.
much easier, especially if you're moving. 'Cause
Okay. Yep.
Human vision is drawn to movement. We find it much easier to spot things that are moving.
It's true. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to wave the team down.
Or brightly
Alright.
coloured.
It takes almost 40 seconds for the rest of the team, even dropping out of the sky on the back of the bison, to catch up to you. That is how tall this tree is. Because the bison don't just drop at a deadfall, because it's very hard to get out of that. It's still like airbending a little bit.
As we know,
As
we
you
know.
just experienced.
Piece of cake.
So the bison are not falling at terminal velocity. They're still staying at a very safe descent. As the bison get closer, you recognize Mango immediately, and the larger bison flying next to Mango, you realize you'd seen back up at the guiding wind camp at the top of the tree. As the group get closer and you see Mango fly up next to the root, you and Mako run and jump off, landing on the back of Mango relatively easily. You've got a bit of height. Mango can get very, very close, and the root has a bit of a natural overhang towards the side that you can throw yourself off to easily get over to the sky bison. As you land on the back of the saddle, you see Rung sitting there holding this fragment of stone and petrified wood, while at the top of the tree, the wind whipping around gets stronger. Legshay, who's flying the other bison, turns towards the five of you, points down at the trees, and then cups her hand and calls out, not very loudly, but loud enough for you to be able to hear. I'm going to guide us below the tree line. Are you coming with me?
I didn't know you were German. Yes.
Did that sound German?
Yes, yeah, a bit of an accent.
I'm going to go below.
Was that very German? I don't think that sounded that German.
Okay,
Maybe even Austrian.
I could do more German than that.
Maybe even more Austrian. But yes.
I'm going to guide us below the tree line. Follow me.
Okay, I'll move.
It wasn't quite
back.
that.
Trees and like down and like bird flapping, and just does it.
Brilliant. I'd say probably at this point you come and take over control of Flying Mango.
No, I'll
I'm doing a great job.
Yeah, I'll just gonna sit in the back because he is.
Okay, cool.
He is a sweaty boy right now. So
Stick the L plates on the back of Mango.
Feeling quite fatigued,
yeah.
you could say.
I'll be back. Is that what you want from me, chat? Clearly it is.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Come back.
As you begin flying down, following the tree root down to a natural opening in the foliage below, Sister Legshay leads you through a narrow avenue of trees and vines before landing her bison on a small muddy outcropping underneath a rather large mangrove tree rising from the swamp. You can see that the rocks and mud form this very small island, just large enough for the two bison to land on there safely. As you guide Mango down and land Mango at the edge of the tree line, I'm going to get one more roll from Aquila to... Well, you didn't pass over to Al, and you're not as practiced
I
at
think
flying.
by now I'm pretty experienced.
No.
Yeah, can Al help with a +1
Yes.
just by being
Al
there?
can help, or if Al's taking you through, I will allow this to be a skills and training roll.
Okay.
Wait.
Well, whichever one's better for you.
Push your luck. Let me push my luck.
No, I've already called out skills and
Yeah,
training.
he's not helping.
Al, how incapacitated are you by your horrors?
Al's just sitting there calming Mango down. Al's not like...
Okay, so
pull
you're
left
helping
from the river
Mango
by
rather than
40
Aquila.
years. Yeah. I'm just kind of like half there, just my presence.
Okay.
Present
In
for
that
me?
case, then you can roll push your luck, Aquila.
Thank you, because I would have died. 5.
5. It's a very small patch of land that you're trying to, and even with a +1, that's still a miss with R's help. It's a very small island that you try to land on, and you misjudge it just a little bit. And as Mango crashes into the water, this explosion of birds hiding in the tree above sets off, squawking at the sudden noise of the splash of water. As Legshay looks over in horror and then up at the birds rising high above, you just see this absolute terror on her face as she goes, "She would have seen that. We need to move now."
Can I assess the situation?
Of course you can.
What if we blame it on Jeb?
That's a 9.
What was your question?
Which is one question, right? Did she see that?
I mean, that's a tough question to answer because you don't know. And there's no way for you to see that easily. Let me put it this way. As this flock of birds takes off from the tree, squawking loudly and rising high into the air, it's hard for Al to imagine how she couldn't have seen it.
Fuck.
Maybe she was looking the other way.
Oh my god! Oh,
Do you mind
no.
if I take the reins for a bit?
All yours.
Good job, though. Good job.
I did really well.
Just unlucky. It was just unlucky. It could have happened to any of us.
You would have been proud
Mango
before.
also know not to land in the water. I mean, Mango is smarter than that.
No, he's inexperienced. It's definitely that wouldn't have happened to anyone. Like
You watch as just as Mango was trying to land at the right point, Aquila pulled back on the reins, pulling Mango's head to the side a little bit, physically preventing Mango from landing on the water.
I'll just give Mango a pat. I know, it's okay. But Aquila doesn't hear it. I'll not saying so that Aquila hears it.
I think it's Mango's first day.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's only his second day in the swamp.
As you swap positions, I'll taking the reins. Shurva, Rung, and Mako, what are the three of you doing? While this is going down, what are you guys doing?
Well, can't be like looking at the stone. I've got my hands now, getting a good little squiz at it if it's sort of like feeling a little more settled.
Yeah. Do you want to make me a assess the situation?
I'd love to. Also, I'd like to ask you about clearing conditions because I was like, "Ooh, have I cleared a couple?"
Have you acted in a
after
way
this,
that?
can I do something as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 6. That's a oof.
As you look at the fragment of stone, only a tiny bit of the pictogram that was depicted before is visible. This fragment having come from the top left-hand section of the petrified wood, all you can see is this swirl and then part of a straight line that then curves back down again.
Gibberish. Absolutely gibberish. And then I was just wondering about the conditions. Like, I've got afraid, angry, and insecure. And afraid to like, run away from danger, difficulty.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh. So I've got that. I've got angry, break something important, like a friend. I got angry, then I broke the tablet. So I'm not.
I would
sure
say,
if that counts.
yeah. Breaking the tablet counts as
would.
clearing angry. Yeah, I would argue that
Sure.
does definitely.
And
Especially
insecure,
breaking
take
this
foolhardy action
ancient.
without talking to your companions. I'm like, I think I did that when I was just like tablet.
Yeah, no,
But I don't
definitely.
know.
To breaking this ancient petrified wood, this priceless artifact from the Age of Spirits, irrevocably, just because you couldn't be fucked going and getting the whole thing, that definitely counts as as clearing a condition and as doing something that you know that you probably shouldn't have.
Just waiting for the repercussions of those actions, but I'm no longer angry, afraid, and insecure about doing it, though.
You are still scared, though. But at least you are still afraid. At least you're not angry about it. You are still, and I don't know if that clears insecure. It definitely clears angry. I think, if anything, breaking the tablet and you
Secures.
realizing that this fragment you've got is useless probably only heightens your feelings of insecurity. This like, oh shit, grabbed the wrong one. Classic blunder.
Maybe not insecure. I was just like, we got to get the thing, but no, I'll keep insecure. It's been a rough
Definitely
day.
will keep insecure. You can definitely clear angry though. Angry's gone. Clear angry. Please feel free to clear angry.
Angry and afraid. I'll just move those ones off.
Shurva.
Thank you.
I'm probably still keeping an eye out, especially after those birds went, like, looking in the direction that I last saw her.
Okay. Do you
I'm
want
not
to make
going
a
to say her
assess the
name because I
situation?
always screw it up.
Lashar?
I always get her and Legshay mixed up every time I like go to
Give
say
it a go.
one. I'm
Give it a
like,
go. I reckon.
wait,
you
which
can
one
say
is it?
Go for it.
Not
Just remember, leg shave
Like-
is a good thing.
No, I always just get the two mixed up. So I'll be like, oh, I'm
Sister
looking for
Legshay.
Legshay. Like that's not what I'm looking for. Is that a situation?
Yes, please.
Well, a 6 and a 6.
What would you like to know?
What are these rolls?
I guess I would just be. Let me look at the. I already know what. Oh, I guess like, do I see any like movement through the trees, or like, do I see her at all?
Yeah. As Mango takes off and begins trying to sort of fly, it is incredibly difficult to fly below the tree line. In fact, Legshay, after getting her bison tangled on some vines, gives up and ascends through the top of the canopy and tries to just stay as close to the canopy as possible while maintaining that speed. As you guys emerge from underneath the canopy and back into the sunlight, Shurva, you see this tiny figure dropping like a stone off the edge of the branches at the very top of the banyan grove tree, dropping towards you. Moving incredibly quickly. Yeah, this was bad.
Good.
This was not well done, guys. This is
I kind of just like shift a little bit towards Al and say, any chance we can speed this thing up a little bit? Does this thing have a NOS button?
you know that there's no
No,
way
she's not, Letty.
a bison flying can outrun something falling.
Let me turn it on.
That's fucked.
Fire out the back.
As you electrocute Mango.
She just drops like a rock.
Yeah. Well, if you read your new ability, Discharge, which is your lightning ability that's been gifted by the spirits, you'll read what that does, and I don't think that's very helpful right now.
No, it's not. They're actually not useful for me. No,
Okay.
actually knocked me unconscious.
Aquila, why don't you bloodbend Mango faster? Bloodbend more oxygen through her heart.
No.
That seems far.
That seems
Hey,
very
Kira,
That's
bad.
too far even for me.
You probably
how's
just said
your
like
arm
a
feeling?
bubble of like air to a
Aquila,
brain.
your arm's feeling much
Stroke.
better.
Good, right?
I'm good.
So you know how he said it's not good to bloodbend.
Yeah.
I think this if need be this might be an exception.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, hear me out, right? With your blood bending, could you like stop the blood from going to her heart for a period of time?
Could
Daddy?
you murder her?
Could you, Aquila?
Aquila, most of the bloodbending you've been taught is designed to help you
Freeze the blood?
take control over people's
Stop those
movements.
bleeds.
You have not had any practice stopping organs or rupturing blood vessels inside of someone. It's not something you've ever even been taught to do. It was one of the... I mean, you would never have asked for that training, and it was never offered to you by Yavu. Yavu mainly taught you how to do the more traditional basic bloodbending, which is to control people's movements.
Is she close enough that I would be able to bloodbend from here?
No,
Or
but she
getting
will be.
closer.
She will be soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, she will be very soon.
Good.
Can I?
I mean, you
Oh, you
Yeah.
could like make her
To
arms and legs
bloodbend.
come together into bolts.
Can I prepare an attack?
Yeah, absolutely. So
But once she
whenever
gets
you
ready to
think
rock.
she's enraged, you're going to try and like grab her and hold her limbs at her side and stop her from
I want to make her crash.
at this speed.
I just want to like push her into like a.
Yes.
a
I'm going to say
tree or
right now,
something.
you know that at the momentum she's currently traveling, if you were to prevent her from being able to open her glider or prevent her from slowing down or airbending, she's going to die at this speed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do
Immediately. I just want to make sure you're aware of those
Yep.
those consequences.
that. Hey guys,
This
this
is
first
murder.
canonical Avatar death.
No, we had the guys
It's
eaten by
okay.
Stan
Nobody
Worms.
ever dies in Avatar. This
No,
is
we
fine.
didn't actually know for sure if they died though.
No, we
Yeah, that
saw them
wasn't
get
any
eaten.
proof.
We can wish
No, I don't
it
think
on
they
spirit.
did.
Died.
No, we definitely
you
did.
didn't see the worm actually bite down and
It's
then
like-
get severed in half. You saw the sand sort of like jitter underneath their feet and then just disappear into the sand as this big cloud of sand erupted around them.
Oh, but that never happened anyway.
It's like
time
Game of
reversed.
Thrones.
Well, you don't
They're
know.
not dead unless you see them die.
Alright, so
even
everyone
then.
close their eyes.
Yeah, everyone just look away.
Yeah,
Everyone look away real
what's
quick.
worse, you can also drown her in the creek as well.
I'll like ask, and I'm like, "Are you guys? You can't hold this
Go
against
ahead.
me.
Yep, do it.
Like, it's a one-off. It's a one-off thing. That's it.
I mean, she's trying to kill us, right?
Yeah, she
It's
just
for
threw me off the
greater
tree.
good.
Like she
Yeah, I
almost
mean-
killed two of us by almost
She
killing
called
one of
first
us.
blood.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
First blood.
Um,
kill.
Also, during this time, I would have gone up to Rung and just been like, "Good job for getting the tablet."
Thanks, man. Do you want to hold on to it?
I mean,
I feel like it's safer in your hands at the moment. I'm gonna
Nah,
go
it's
take a
good.
nap and pass out
guys,
because I am
she's coming
terrified at the moment.
really fast.
Can I stuff this the rock in like my sack or anything like that, so it's
Yeah.
not clearly visible?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I'm going to say that's the point where I'm going to interrupt your talking. It's at this
Oh.
point that this wall of air coming in front of her slams down into the bison, pushing Mango up against the canopy of the trees, knocking Legshay off her bison and sending her bison tumbling down into the swamp below as you watch Legshay, the airbender, and this fire priest just go tumbling away as the bulk of this attack seems to be directed at them, the wash of air knocking you off balance. As you slam into the tree canopy, Aquila, you wanted to try and do some bloodbending as she gets within like 20 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have also
We
thrown
remember.
rocks at her on her way down as well.
Aquila, I
Yeah.
believe you had bloodbending as one of your abilities, one of
It's
your
one of
moves.
my
I'm just-
fighting techniques.
yeah, let me just pull it open and specifically
But
read what it
It
says.
may not be the right. This is blood twisting, which I am not.
Yeah. You must
it's
be
not
empowered
mine.
to use this technique.
sounds good.
But that's
Inflict-
blood twisting, which is move and twist a foe's body in painful ways, which I
Yeah.
think is not the one that I should have had, but it's the only one that I found.
Oh, okay. There's
Man.
loads more now. So let me quickly pull
Okay.
open your character sheet, and you might actually, if you pull it open, you'll be able to see there's
Edit.
lots more bloodbending techniques now. So double check
Okay.
and see if there's. Let me pull open the moves, and we'll quickly
Mr. Library was a worthy sacrifice. Just saying.
Oh,
Oh, Mr.
hail
Library is with
Mr.
you. Sorry, that was the
Library.
last thing I should have mentioned. Nomu was on the other bison. He just gets sent tumbling off the side into the into the water
Blood
as well.
Blood
complete-
twisting, freeze blood.
That would come in handy.
Freeze blood could kill someone. Would kill someone.
That's it. That's all the blood. ones.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
just
let me
kill
just pull it
someone,
open. So
right?
freeze blood to. So use bloodbending to seize a target and hold them in place. You must be empowered to use this technique. Mark 1 fatigue, your target becomes
yeah.
trapped or doomed, your choice. If this is your first, second, or third time ever using this technique, mark a condition. And then there's blood twisting. Look, what I think we'll do, I think maybe the one that you've been taught by Yavu is the blood twisting. It sounds like that's the one that you've been taught by Yavu, the one that you've been using, because that's the
Yeah.
one that lets you move people like a puppet, and that's what you
Yeah.
have been.
But it feels like it's worded a bit more brutal
Yes,
than
it is.
like I'm at an earlier stage than twisting their limbs in painful ways. I sort of make them do what I want.
That kind of
It
sounds
seems like
like
a Saw movie.
this. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound
There's
like
a difference
great...
between like making them just move normally and like turning their like shoulder
like,
blade like
I'm not
180
making their arms
degrees.
go, like,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you like you know in
yeah.
anime when like they get their arm twisted and it's just like they're wrapped multiple times? That's what
Yeah.
I'm imagining like the blood
Me
twister
too. Me
is.
too. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Kinda
maybe
fun.
I will. Maybe what I'll do
Yeah.
then, Aquila, for next time, I'll adjust and make a custom one for you, which is blood puppetry, and that's where
Okay.
you try and like take control of them. So rather than, I think let's do that. Let's make a custom move for you called
Okay.
blood puppetry. I'll just write it down now. I'm going to come with this on the spot. If you want to see how I do homebrew things, you're going to literally get to see me do it live. So blood puppetry. I'm going to say that you have to. So you don't need to be empowered for this, but you do need to mark. Or maybe rather marking a fatigue, maybe you mark a status for this. So because this requires a lot of your concentration, let's
Yeah,
say
maybe
this
a
marks
status.
impaired.
Like impaired. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Mark impaired. And that allows you to, for a single round, take control of an enemy. or they have to mark, let's say, either you're able to take control, or they have to mark 2 fatigue. I reckon that sounds pretty fair.
That's good.
Enemy, and they miss their turn, and they are stunned, or they mark 2 fatigue. All right, I think that seems pretty fair. Cool. Aquila, as you reach out and try and grasp onto the blood inside of her, holding her still, pulling her arms against her, you watch as she, for a moment, seems to succumb to this. She's then going to instead mark the 2 fatigue, which she can still do. She's just got enough. She marks 2 fatigue
Bitch.
and throws off the effect, blasting down air to try and like slow her fall and whipping out her glider and skimming over the surface of the trees.
Well, I tried.
However, don't despair too much yet, Aquila. As she begins twisting around and spinning back towards you, all of a sudden, a vine shoots up from the trees below, narrowly missing her. And then another. And then another.
Jeb!
Not Jeb.
Old Jeb.
It's old Jeb.
When she missed
She hit the tree.
you guys,
She hit the tree.
the tree and damaged the tree with her airbending.
Oh
And everyone
my
remembers
God.
Rung's grandmother told us it's story.
My nan told that one.
As she twists in the air, trying to get closer, another vine shoots up before dropping down again, almost grabbing at her. This look of extreme confusion crosses her face as she begins having to focus her attention on dodging these occasional vines that shoot out of the canopy. While that's happening, what are the 5 of you doing? Aquila's just tried to use this bloodbending technique. What are
I didn't try, okay? I did.
You did.
It
Okay,
didn't
actually, that's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
question.
well.
You did use the bloodbending technique. Aquila, could you please roll me... I'm going to say push your luck. Just roll me 2d6 as push your luck as you draw upon your bloodbending once again.
How's a 6?
The bloodbending taught to you by Yavu. That was a 6.
Yep. That's good. That means 6 damage to her.
Aquila, as you
Yeah.
as you attempt to call upon this bloodbending, for a moment you feel this resistance. This is the first time you've tried to use bloodbending since you saw... Actually, no, this is the second time you've used bloodbending since you saw Yavu sealed in the Spirit Wilds by Roku in that flask. You hear this crack, almost like the sound of pottery chipping or cracking.
Oh,
And as you look around, you can't see where that's come from, but you hear this noise. No one else seems to have reacted to it or
Okay,
heard
just
it.
me? Cool.
Just you.
No one needs to know.
Is that your bones?
You didn't hear nothing.
Only Aquila hears this. No one else hears this.
Are your
it's almost like
puppets
it's
linked to what
some
you
sort
do?
of pot that it's being.
Oh, it's weird.
Weird,
I'm
huh?
having so much fun, guys. How about
You do
you?
not have.
This has been a stressful episode.
It has.
you do
So
not.
while
For
this is
many other
happening,
reasons.
it's funny. I reckon my mood does tend to influence whether or not sessions are stressful. I've had a bit of a stressful week, so I'm now like absolutely lateral violence out on you
Do
guys.
you do
It's
this
just-
to the others, or is it just Avatar?
You're gonna suffer with me, you fuckers. What are the 4 of you doing? Aquila, you're still like reeling from the use of this bloodbending.
Yeah.
Mako, Rung, Arl, Shurva. You can see that for the moment, as the vines try and grab onto Lashar, she is able to dodge them, but this is taking a lot of her attention, and you can see her frustration building and building. As she dodges another vine, she lets out this blast of compressed air which cuts through it and strikes into the trees below. There's a sudden pause before 3 more vines reach up trying to grab at her, almost like a hydra with its heads cut.
Can I? I've got some of those like rocks on my wrists. Can I try and just like do the barrage to try and like distract her from like trying to dodge them?
Absolutely. Do you want to roll me skills and training, please, Ro?
Certainly can.
I'll also like to airbend to try and adjust the air currents around
That's
her to make it
8.
even harder for her to steer.
Great.
Yeah. Did you? Have you looked at your character sheet too? You might have a new ability that might come in handy.
Cloud break, is that what you're referring to?
Oh, that might come in handy, being able to summon a cloud to help obscure her vision.
I will use cloud. No, but because it's a learn technique, do I have to spend the fatigue to use it?
Yes. Is that a
I
problem?
will
Yeah,
not use that.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Someone's a cloud falls off.
Yeah, that'll be a bit one too close to dead. Yeah, so
Probably
I'll just
fine.
not use cloud break, but I will. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna thematically do what I said to try and adjust the air currents around her.
Yep. Cool,
But I
cool.
would like to use a fighting technique called tag team.
Yeah.
Work with an ally against the same foe. Choose an engaged enemy. Double any fatigue conditions or balance shift that ally inflicts upon that foe. So I'm gonna help Rung.
Oh, Rung. Okay, brilliant. Rung, 8 with consequences. This is a success. As you begin sending these pebbles flying through the air, for the first few pebbles, you're still getting your eye in. You're still trying to sort of line up and get her into position and figure out what you're doing. And as you begin shooting these pebbles, your mission anyway is to distract her regardless. It's not to try and knock her out of the sky with these pebbles. That'd be madness. It's just to keep her distracted. I think is what you said earlier. As these pebbles begin shooting around, one of them strikes on the wing of her glider, tipping the wing down just a touch and causing her to lose concentration for a moment. She narrowly avoids slamming into one of the vines that curls around and carves a tear through part of the glider on her back. Mako, Shurva, what are you two doing?
I would like to strike her, but I'd also like to see what the people that are falling off are doing. Fuck. Shit. She's a
I
big
still
They're
have a
adults.
question from
They're
my
adults. They'll be alright.
situation.
You do. What would you like to ask?
I would like to know what's happening to the people who fell.
People who fell. As you look down below, you can see that they're all currently in the water. The two of them look to be in a bit of trouble. Nomu and the fire priest. It doesn't look like they know how to swim.
Of course he doesn't.
Legshay, who was able to catch herself with airbending, and the other airbender, the other air nomad, have caught themselves on branches and are now trying to get down to the two who are in the water. You watch actually at Shurva, just as you look down, the fire priest opens his mouth to call out for help, drops below, water floods into his mouth, and you hear this gurgle noise, and then his head disappears below, just his hat floating on the surface of the water as he disappears below the dark, swampy depths. Disappears into the dark, swampy depths.
How high are we above the water?
15 meters.
Your whip can reach it.
No, it can't.
Not what I was gonna ask anyway. How strong of a swimmer am I?
So you're a military trained guardsman. You would have been taught how to swim. And one of the other things as well, right, is that you've spent a fair bit of time at Ember Island. That was the holiday retreat for a lot of the rich and influential of the Fire Nation. You've had to save Mako from drowning twice before already when he was a young lad. You're quite a strong swimmer, I would say. It would make sense for Shurva to have been trained to be a good swimmer.
Yeah, because I would imagine that would be a good training technique to keep up strength, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So don't electrocute me, Mako. I'm gonna jump into the water.
Okay.
I'm going to dive down and swim straight for the priest and try
Brilliant.
to bring him back up above water.
As you dive down into the water below Shurva, I am still going to get you to roll with skills and training.
But we just said I've done it before. Fine.
Yeah, that's why it's skills and training, not push your luck.
A 9.
9.
Success
That's
with
okay.
consequence.
9's okay. 9's okay. As you dive down into the dark water, the force of the water catches you off guard for a moment. You've never done a dive from this height before. There's no reason why you ever would have dived into water from this height. For a moment, you're
You've
kind
never
of...
been to Ember Island.
It
You've
looks
been to
cool.
Ember Island.
It
but you
looks
just-
cool diving from that height, obviously.
Yeah.
For a moment, you're kind of stunned as the cold water slams into you. There's this brief moment where you don't know which way is up or down. The dark water makes it impossible to know, but you steel your mind and fall back onto years of training. And as you stop and let yourself settle, You let a few bubbles out the side of your mouth and feel the way they move to establish which way is up again. And with that, you quickly rise to the surface, take a deep breath, and dive down into the dark water below. It's so hard to see in this black, murky water. You see shapes moving on the side of your vision, blurred through the water and through the muddy residue and sediment. I've invented a new word. Residue and sediment that clouds the water. As you begin reaching around, sort of swimming down through the water, your clothes dragging at you and pulling you down as well, your fingers brush cloth, and you reach out and grab hold of something heavy, and as you pull, you feel an arm and a hand grab at your wrist, and as you pull up, the fire priest and yourself break through the surface of the water, gasping for breath. The old man coughs. I really
thought you were going to say Jed is suddenly there grabbing your hand.
Hey mate, you took a bit of a dive into the water. You okay there, buddy? That was some fall that you did into that water. What's going on with the vans? That's creepy, man. No, Jed's not there right now. As you pull the priest to the surface of the water, you see him sort of cough and splutter and then vomit up some of this swamp water onto the surface of the waters. He's like struggling to catch his breath. Legshay, who sees you, calls out, "Shurva, over here!" And she pulls and then suddenly pulls backwards. You watch as her hands go out and then extend and then pull back, and this gust of wind begins rustling at the back of your head and creating this current towards you through the water. Not water bending, but the closest she can possibly do to try and push you closer to shore, to pull you towards her. As the two of you
also in the water though, did he get dragged out already?
Nomu, yeah, as you look around, you can't see Nomu at all. Legshay looks back and then goes, I haven't seen Nomu. Is he still down there?
Probably. I can't really see anything down there. I just saw where this guy went down.
The airbender, who you don't know, the younger man who looks to be in his sort of 30s, calls out, pointing to a patch of bubbles breaking the surface. He just went under, over there, down under the water. I just saw him drop.
Of course you saw him. Okay. I'm just gonna go get the other one.
Alrighty, brilliant.
I would have 100% gone for the fire priest because I have mad respect for them because of background, and then Nomu's kind of just an inconvenience at this point.
Whoa.
Fuck me.
It's not like the entire
all
quest
this way to save
Nomu.
him, and now he's just drowning like a useless sock.
You should have stayed in the library.
If you want to look for someone to blame for Nomu being knocked in the water, you need to consult your waterbender / bloodbender.
No, he could do no wrong.
Okay, fair. As you dive back below, swimming towards the dark section of water, it's actually, you did this in the right order. The fire priest's dark red clothing, not a lot of high contrast in the water, but Nomu's bright orange and yellow airbending robes, even in the dark, murky water, you quickly spot him struggling to swim up, being dragged down by the heavy robes. As you reach forward, grab onto his collar and begin dragging him up to the surface, you feel his kicks growing a little bit weaker, and right as you break the surface, you hear him sort of go trying to get this last breath of air in as you drag him over to the shore. Legshay jumps down and begins trying to use her airbending to dry him off, basically blasting air to wash the water and mud off him and the Fire Nation priest. The two of them together, these two old men coughing and spluttering on the shore of this muddy island, as Legshay blasts air at them, and you as well, Shurva, to try and dry you off as well. Blasts air to try and dry you off. We're going to leave you guys there for a moment. Let's jump back to Mako. Mako. As Shurva just swan dives beautifully over the edge and saves these two old men from drowning, what are you doing?
I would hold up a sign, but I don't have any.
10.
10. I will strike at the woman who's chasing us. I was about to say Legshay, but it's not Legshay.
Yeah, see?
Lashar.
It's not
Lashar.
easy.
Lashar. Yep. They're different people.
It's not easy for you.
Come
I've got to remember the name of every
Lashar.
fucking NPC that you guys come across.
You've got them written down in front of you. I'm too lazy.
on. I call you out when you got it wrong.
Do you want to make a bet that I've got them down written in front of me?
Yeah.
I don't.
He just has a.
I should.
He just has a really good memory. It's different.
You disgust me.
I've got them in here.
Yeah, he's got a memory that's cheating.
He's just the voices.
I open up the OneNote
Voices
inside
are
my
in his
brain.
head.
So yeah, I'll just strike at her basically.
101
Hoping for the best.
Yeah. So as you what are you striking with? Fire?
Fire, obviously. It's the only thing I have.
Mako, I am going to need you to roll with skills and training, please. And you better be praying that you do not strike any of the vines with fire.
I know. I really know.
Yep. I just saw Brandon realize what this potentially means.
Oh, can I not do that? Actually,
have you rolled already? Because if you
no,
have,
no, I haven't rolled already.
Okay.
I just saw what I need to do because I'm like, I don't have that. Just having a look. Actually, what do I have in my inventory? One sec.
Pick up a rock. Pretty good.
Yeah.
you better pray you don't strike one of those vines wrong. No, that's no. A rock, a little pebble hitting these vines. No, it's not going to be enough. Setting them on fire, though.
Setting you on fire is a different head. Yeah.
That could be a problem.
That could cause.
They're all gum trees in this. It's weird that they're all gum trees here. It's crazy.
As in, like, they all catch fire very quickly, or that they need it for their life cycle. Well, they're mangrove trees, so there's quite a high amount of oil on the leaves to keep them waterproof.
Ah, true. So,
Yeah.
Why is the
Would I be
forest
able to throw a pan at her?
Hey.
Throw a pan at her? Sure, why not? Push your luck. If this hits, I tell you what, it's gonna be amazing.
Can Al help by like airbending to give it like a bit more distance to like help out with a +1?
This is really keeping in
I'll-
tune
I'll
with the show. I love it.
I was kind of like working with Rung, but I'd say that you can like propel this with a bit of extra force.
You
have a plus-
and I thought a pan would go further.
You have a +1 to
You
this
see a
roll.
frying pan, you can't help but to put a
Mako.
bit of air behind it. Like, what?
I'm just like picturing this in my head as if it's the show. Like first he holds up a 10 sign as she dives down to save someone, then he just throws a pan.
Yeah.
Like, then I go to shoot fire, then I'm like, no, then I just go through my bag and like, pan.
It's not a
Throw.
sign. The pan has 2 pieces of bacon, one with a 1 that forms a 1, one that forms a 0. He quickly eats the bacon and then throws the pan. It's all the one thing. This is now push your luck. No,
Yep,
this is push your luck now. This is
thank
throwing a pan is not something you were trained to do.
I don't know.
A 9.
Yeah, definitely.
+1 is
+1,
a success with consequences.
Uh,
Oh mate, if you had got a full
No.
success,
isn't it +1?
It's
So it's
8
10?
plus 1.
it's
Yeah.
8 + 1 is 9.
Okay. Just didn't show up on my log. Sorry.
Sorry, buddy. If it had been a full success, the pan would have struck her in the face, Looney Tunes style, and she would have
Does
then immediately
anyone
been
have-
caught by the vines.
anyone has
As it is.
advantage in chat. Like
Now's the time to use it. I'll read out this because it's still okay. This
Can I
is still a
spend my
success.
points for advantage?
No, you're in
Can
this
she
game.
be stunned because you just got
Yeah,
hit by a
it's
flying
cheating.
No.
pan?
If it had been a full success, it would have been a stun, is how I was saying it. No, so as you throw this pan, it doesn't strike her head on. She manages to move a little bit to the side, and it actually cracks across her shoulder, letting out this dong as it then flips over and drops into the water. You hear this. Damn it, I didn't do it properly. You hear this bloop as it drops into the water somewhere beyond your sight. There we go. As it disappears below your view into the tree line. As she moves aside, she just gets off this little blast of air back towards you, Mako, as if trying to kind of like push the pan out of the way. And as the air strikes into you, there's this moment as you like look at your hand and look at the pan and realize it's definitely gone forever. I'd say you're probably feeling a bit foolish right now. I'm offering you a chance to mark the foolish condition. If you do, there will be a reward for you.
Which one's that? Foolish is
I think foolish is one of the
Insecure?
conditions.
Is that what you're?
insecure,
Yeah.
troubled. Well, I'm already got insecure ticked.
Okay. Don't worry. Why do I feel like foolish is one?
Troubled?
Troubled.
Yeah,
It used to
troubled.
be, I
I'd say
think. It
troubled.
used to be.
Did it used to be foolish? Did it? Ah, there you go.
I believe so.
I
Can't
think
rely on
yeah,
my
because
memory.
then to get rid of it,
Changed.
it's take a foolhardy action. So I think,
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's why.
So-
Alrighty. So
Don't mark
here's what
anything.
happens. Do you want to? Are you marking it?
I'll
Troubled?
take something if I can take something.
There's a benefit. I'll tell you right
Okay,
now. There's a benefit.
I'll take troubled.
Brilliant. As you so mark
I'll
that
just
off.
add these consequences, yeah.
That blast of air back towards you that sends you pushing and stumbling back into the saddle. It just throws her off balance enough that the next vine, as it just grabs right around her waist, and the last thing you see of her is this look of sudden surprise as she looks at you, looks down at the vine, back at you, and you hear this, huh, as the vine pulls her down below the trees.
Bye.
Killing her forever?
We could hope.
So
It's off screen. Nothing matters now. It's off
And
screen.
then we see a leech eat her, and she's dead.
You don't see anything. In fact, the trees during this whole period have kind of been rustling almost ominously. The second she's pulled below the tree line, this eerie silence suddenly descends upon the swamp. That last gasp from her of fear, echoing almost in the empty
She didn't have the
silent
tablet
air.
on her when she did that, did she?
You don't know. If she
I
did, it
don't.
was in a backpack or hidden away.
Well, I hope. Because
I mean, it was a 25 kilogram tablet.
Yeah, like that's heavy.
And she was dodging things midair.
Yeah, it would have to be
Might
up
be-
on the branch still.
it might be back up there still.
Yeah.
We got the one on the branch.
I'll navigate Mango to the others, and then says, "Let's get back up. Let's take all the stuff and then head back to the Eastern Air Temple."
I'm down for that plan.
Where's Legshay?
Ransack the joint.
Legshay, Shurva, Nomu,
That's where we
the
went.
Fire Nation priest, and the other air nomad are down below the canopy of the trees on this small mud island.
Okay.
Legshay currently drying off the others as she sort of like
And the bison's with them.
the bison's with them as well, like floating in the
Okay,
water.
Cool.
As she sort of finishes off drying, she looks to you, Shurva. She goes, "I'll be right back." And then she blasts this sort of like compressed air blast, pulling out her glider, flying up to the top of the trees, landing on the bison, holding her glider ready as a weapon. As she looks around, it goes, Where did she go? Where's the Shah?
We got it.
Took care of it.
What?
The forest was
Trees.
angry at her.
What?
Nana Bolo told me this would happen, and she looked around and found out.
That's all thanks to my
Nana
frying
Bolo.
pan.
Oh, praise Bolo.
Oh, baseball. No toad.
What?
But
Hey,
get the others.
What?
We'll regroup up the top and get the rest of that tablet and get out of
Yep.
here.
No, stop. What happened to Lisha? What has happened to my sister?
She's your sister?
Yes,
She
unfortunately.
angered the forest.
She's
and
gone
the
to a
forest
farm.
Grabbed her with vines.
What do you mean the forest grabbed her?
It's a magical forest, Legshay. It's Sister Legshay. Sorry, I didn't mean disrespect. It's a magical forest that if you heard it,
Wrong,
it
tell
comes for you.
Tell Nana Bolo.
Many years ago, like Nana Bolo told me this story. Where many years ago, a bunch of people came here to set up a thing for a king, and they tried to build like a big palace and a nice thing for him, a summer vacation home. And all these people started digging and cutting trees away and all that sort of stuff. And then one night, everyone's gone. What happened? The trees happened. Don't touch the trees. Don't harm the trees, or they harm you. And she found out the hard way, unfortunately.
Legshay looks a little bit stunned by this story as she sort of like shakes her head and goes, "So where did she go? What vines? What took her? Grabbed her and took her where?"
Below the canopy, under the
And I-
trees.
Okay, I will search around to fly up to the base. If there are no other Guiding Wind members there, fly up there. I will meet you up there. Okay?
Good luck.
Can Nomu
Don't
fly
stay
the
too
other
long.
bison? Wait, are you gonna go on?
No, I'll take my glider. Nomu should be fine to fly the other bison. Otherwise, that other air nomad down there, he seemed fairly competent with the bison as well. I haven't had a chance to ask his name or find out anything about him, but he seems he was in a cage with us for that whole time. I don't think he was part of the Guiding Wind.
And you didn't ask his name?
He
Oh
was
yeah,
only-
sorry. I got distracted.
So
It's
rude
fine,
of you.
She's sort of you're not there, Shurva, for a start, and as she looks over at you, for the first time getting a proper look at her, You can see that up and down her arm are bruises and tiny cuts. Get to the top of the tree. I will meet you there momentarily. Just stay there, okay?
Wait, we stay here.
No. Go to the top of the tree and stay there. I will meet you there. Where is Brother Pion?
Okay. Wasn't he? Oh no, wait, Brother Pion. Yeah, where is Brother Pion? I think he was still up there. Wasn't he with you?
He left.
He was not with us. That traitorous bastard was how I got locked in a cage.
He left.
Oh,
So
well, he
escape
must
with
have
the other
left.
guys.
He left with the.
He held them off for a while. He tried to convince them
The
that.
last you saw was him fighting two airbenders.
Oh no! Oh, did he fall off?
No, you fell off, Mako.
You fell off.
No, I can't remember. Two enemies fall
Yeah,
off.
last we saw him, he was fighting two airbenders up there. I thought he was going to come down with you guys. After I died
I
with the
would
branch.
not have flown with him. That traitorous leech was how I got locked in a cage.
We need to go up
He
now.
stepped up. He stepped up at the end.
We need to go now. He could have that
But yeah.
tablet.
Let's go.
Let's step up too.
Do we need to get
I'll step
Shurva
up
here
one.
with us now, or she's still?
I mean, I assume Shurva's going to go with the others to come up as well. Like Al does a flyby the other bison. We're going back up to the branch. Come with us. And we'll pick up Shurva over there.
Come on, Mr. Air.
The other airbender, the 30-something-year-old guy, 30-something-year-old man, sort of looks towards you with a bit of a weird look and goes, "No problem, Mr. Water."
Nice. Let's go. I like this name. I'm Mr. Earth.
Hey, Mr. Water.
They call me
How
mystical.
come I gotta be Mr.
Because
How
I'm
come I gotta be
mystical.
Mr. Pink? I don't like
Mystical,
Pink.
mystical.
Call me Mr.
At least you're no
Be
longer
Mr.
a
Black.
killer.
I'm a fortune-telling coal miner, the mystical Mr. Coal.
Surprised you got
Yes.
Mr. and not boy.
Look,
What a
look into
boy.
this piece of coal.
What a
It's
boy.
the future.
Shit! I wish I'd said water boy now. As you all take off, the fire priest like clinging onto the back of the bison. Shurva, are you flying with your crew on Mango or with the other bison?
I'll go with the usual.
Yeah, okay, we picked her up.
Perfect. Go with what'd you call them? Sorry.
The usual.
Oh, I thought you called them Team Douche. I was like, wow, that's harsh.
But accurate.
I mean, it's still fitting.
Yeah, it's
I thought that's what
not
you'd said.
a poor description of our team.
We're not Team Avatar. Team
It just took. It just like my subconscious was like it offered up like a list. It's like, Bree said some things. It could have been this. It could have been this. It could have been Team Douche. You might want to check on that. Just really politely, Team Douche. Yeah, I'll fly with Team Douche, as if you're not a member. As you fly
I'm
back
not a
up.
bender, therefore I'm not a member.
No bender, no member. Seriously though, like Shurva's memoirs are going to be why the equalists in Korra exist. Like 100%. It's because Shurva got home, wrote an angry note about how like society's all geared towards the benders and all the non-benders are kind of like looked down upon and disregarded. And
How
that's
Marco's
literally,
leadership.
Amun
Basically.
finds this in like 20, it was not 20 years, it'd be like 140, 150 years and goes like, yes, this is the way the world should be.
Like they're so
Um,
praised and so wonderful, yet I'm the one saving lives from people drowning and shit.
That's
Like,
like-
they're just
It's
flying
like
around.
these benders, they're so fucking useless referring to like Mako and Aquila.
Yeah. Exhibit A, and then it's like a drawing of Mako, like tongue out, looking all stupid, and then it's like the
Zapping
Ember
when he
Island
should be
player's
doing something
description of him.
That's like
Scrawny
statues of us
lad.
in the future of us like doing heroic deeds, like yes, and then Shurva's in the background just like carrying a bag or something. She's like, "That's not how it happened."
Oh man, it's like the tough of the group, but without the bending. As you fly up towards the top of the tree, as you get through the canopy, you can see where sections of branches have been damaged and broken. The large tent completely crushed by the falling branch. As you land Mango and begin looking around, there's no sign of any life, no sign of any movement at the top of the tree. As you look around, Mako clearly looking for the tablet. It's not there.
Al looking for Pion.
No sign of Pion either.
Is the
Oh, well.
the tent?
You don't have to meet your reactions. Mako, what's your reaction? Rung, looks like you guys had something to say.
Oh no, there was nothing muted. I just didn't.
Yeah,
You just
it.
whispering.
I was just
Yeah.
muting like blasphemies. It's like
Yeah, basically blasphemies. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just for podcast listeners, give them the full reaction. Give us your live reaction. Mako, how do you feel about this?
Oh, it's fucking awful.
Yeah. Do all this cool stuff, and they just come out and like just weasel all the cool stuff away, all the cool rock.
He turned good, then turned bad again.
Keep turning
He had his
good.
redemption, then he tried to have a redemption, then he just killed it.
Okay, but do we know he wasn't just taken somewhere with someone else, or like maybe he had to go with the
We're not
guiding
giving him
wind
excuses. We don't give him excuses.
because otherwise he
also-
would get hurt? Like maybe
I
he's still a
think-
victim in all this.
Are the other
think
two
Owen will
airbenders
left.
like knocked out, or are they not
There's
here as
no
well?
sign
No one's here.
of any airbenders.
I
I
don't.
think,
I think that was
Owen
an act.
said something about Nobu, not Nobu, Pion, but we just didn't listen.
That's a
That's
real
the-
shame
Oh,
if
I
that's
thought-
true, isn't it?
I just don't remember what it was.
I thought he was gonna just follow us.
See, I have a feeling that someone, I'm not sure if it was him or the people he was fighting, got knocked off the tree. I just can't remember which one
Oh.
was where.
All of the above.
No, it wasn't.
Can I roll? Obviously not insight, but like
A memory check.
yeah, like something
Assess the
like
situation.
yeah.
Yeah. Assess the situation. Come on, 2. Come on, 2.
Oh fuck, don't worry.
Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
2.
Can I also
Yeah, I
assess
got
the
negative
situation?
1.
6. That is a miss. Aquila, as you look
I'd
around,
be helping.
that's a 7. I believe that's just a partial success, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I
Yes,
think it's a
one
full
question.
Success.
With consequences. What would you like to ask, Aquila?
Yeah,
Oh,
one question.
Oh shit.
What's my
I
question?
also
You
rolled a
haven't thought of
9.
it. Boom, question
if I
done.
can- If I can go first, then if he's thinking,
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
what happened to Pion last I saw, and like he should have come with us. Like he should have been escaping with us. But does it look like he got knocked out and taken? Does it look like they all just decided to have a tea and flee, or
Tea
does it
and
look
flee.
like Lashar
Great
like
name for a
killed
band.
everyone and flew off?
Sounds
I
very
mean, that was
British.
4
The
questions.
last you spoke
Yeah.
with Pion, he told you to get the prisoners, get on Mango, and get out of there. He would hold off the 2 remaining Guiding Wind members who were still staying loyal to Lashar. That was the last you heard. The last you saw Al, because of that whole situation
Yep.
with Mako, the last thing you saw was him fighting those airbenders. As you look around, there's no like massive blood splatters across, there's no like bloody rags, there's no sign of anything. The branches that
Al
have fallen
yells
crush
out.
some of the tents.
I'll yell out, "Brother Pion! Brother Pion!"
You hear nothing. No response, just the wind whistling through the leaves.
Do I have like Spidey sense, but for stone tablets at all?
No. Why would you have that? What would that be?
Hey, good try.
Thanks. just throwing that out there in the wind, you know. Checking.
You would not have that. It's a good question.
Damn.
No, that's the
Thanks.
answer.
Do I have a space sense for spineless cowards? Just out of curiosity, because like I am one. Like we would like energy
wow.
The
match.
problem is that your
Kindred
own
spirit.
spineless cowardice
Uh,
is automatically activated because you don't know how many there are. It's just automatically you're like, oh, there's
Yeah,
a
so I
spineless
just
coward
died.
here. Oh, it's still
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
It's like divine sense when you use divine sense with like a fae in your party. You're like, I sense a fae. It's like, oh yeah, it's the elf. It's just there.
It's just there.
Like you're wearing some kind of like magical gown or something, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I sense magic. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm wearing it. I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, or be like being in the middle of an illusion, about like, I cast detect magic. It's like there's magic. You're like, yes. Oh,
That's how you've DM
Yes.
for a while. You're just like, aha, I'll make those spells less bullshit. Haha.
Okay.
yeah, exactly
Just
right.
like that.
For my question.
For your question, what is the laden velocity? What is the flight speed of a laden swallow? African or European?
Australasia.
Oh, damn it, I had the question, I
damn it,
forgot.
Bree.
I don't know how to word it. Is there anything around here that would be of use to say where they might be going? Like, is there any...
Ooh. Tough question. There's no bison left. What was your question, Mako?
Oh, that's no
Is this-
question. It's just
Okay.
that the fact they just said where they were gonna go in 2 days. That's the only information.
Yeah, but if everything... That was... I assume that was with the prisoners.
No. Oh, maybe. We're not sure because
Or a
there was
prisoner.
only him. Him and 2 others were going, not everyone, and that was at the camp.
Yeah, the rest of the camp was
I-
staying behind, including I think Lashar.
Yes.
Oh, no, I didn't have an arm at
Yeah.
that point. I was a bit preoccupied.
Yeah, you were thinking about other things. So
Yeah.
I
You
would
were only
assume
thinking
that-
about yourself, like
like-
usual.
Yeah.
So I
Maps or
assume the
anything like
prisoners
that,
would
or
stay
papers.
because they would still be interrogating them.
Well, let's ask
Hmm.
Daddy and see what he says.
Yeah,
Can I look around for like any documents or paper when they're finished?
Daddy, are you gonna?
If there's like maps just hanging on the wall.
Well, the thing is, right, I don't know how to answer that question. So it's like
Well, he nodded when I said that
Yeah.
Lashar and that were going to stay back.
yes.
Yes.
So I'm taking it as you guys are right. The what's his stick? Pion?
Pion.
And two other
Yeah.
people were going to leave, but everyone else would have been staying in the encampment.
They
far
at
as we
no
know.
point was the fate of the prisoners mentioned as what would happen to them.
Okay.
You don't know whether or not they would have been brought along, but definitely Bree is 100% right. Pion and 2 of the other air nomads were going to be heading out of the encampment and heading north.
I love those words.
Two
Bree is right.
Two other airbenders, you said.
2
yeah?
other guiding wind members.
Like the 2 that he was trying to fight.
You don't know if it's specifically those 2 or not. Probably not, given that he seemed to be on friendly terms with the like he
Or
seemed.
it's all a ruse.
Yeah, or it was all a ruse. Exactly, it's an option. So in answer to your question, Archie, because that's a tricky one, and then I'll get to you, Rung. It's a tough question to answer. As you have a bit of a look around, I'd say I can actually blend this in with Rung's question. As you guys have a bit of a look around and begin picking over the
There's a
remains
map
of
with
this
a
camp.
circle. Say here.
Yeah. As you begin picking through the remains of this campsite and looking for evidence that you can use, I mean, the problem is, right, the tent, that research tent that Lashar
We
tried to
pulled
get you
down.
guys in, it essentially blew up. Like, the papers that were in there, shredded, scattered, like, blown to the 4 winds, literally, in this case. The large tent crushed under this massive branch from you dodging that attack that she was trying to hit Mango with. The smaller tents, as you begin going through them, there's very few personal effects here at all. These mostly looks like they were tents for sleeping in. As you pick through the belongings of the Guiding Wind members, I mean, there's no journals detailing their lives. There's not really much written material at all here. There's
So they never
some-
existed.
I didn't say that. This clearly, like, from you peeking over this, for the Guiding Wind members who are staying in these tents, this was a temporary stopover. The larger tent looked like it was much more long term, and the research tent that Lashar tried to get you guys to come into and then was going to sort of like examine you and your connection to the spirits in, that looks like a much more permanent structure. The others were just temporary sleeping stops for the Guiding Wind members who were here. Why? And the other thing as well, right, those tents, as you look over them, clearly were erected much more recently. The wood around hasn't had time to like fully heal where the spikes have been like locked into the bark. You can see that there's no moss growing over them, whereas the larger tent and the research tent, there's sections of lichen and moss that have grown over the the outer hooks of the tent. So they've been here for some time, whereas these sleeping tents have only been here for maybe weeks. So it's hard to know exactly how long they've been here, exactly where they've gone, but it does look like, from what Shurva says, that Lashar has been here for a while and was planning to stay here for a while longer. This was an important site for the Guiding Wind.
We ruined it.
Good.
Like
Jump
everything
twice.
else.
Is it made out of the tree?
Is what made out of the tree?
Is it like a treehouse sort of situation?
No,
or
no,
is
these
it like-
they're tents. They're tents set up
But, like,
along the
what they're
massive
on-
branches of
Ah,
the, so
they're
the
on a branch,
massive,
okay.
massive branches. Yeah,
Okay,
huge
so we
branches.
can't burn it down. That's a bad idea.
I mean, I didn't say that.
Well, you
totally could.
can.
Well, we could, but we shouldn't.
But you saw what happened to someone who
definitely
just
shouldn't.
cut some branches. So it's
Yeah.
up to you guys. I don't want to
Oh,
tell you
no.
what to do.
If there's no forest left,
No Bernie
It can't
Bernie
be an
or
Avatar.
Breaky Breaky here.
Fine.
Survive another day.
Yeah, I guess we don't really know anything.
I could really use a nap.
As I'll say, as you
Yeah.
guys are talking, the other bison lands behind you, the other air nomad, helping Nomu and the Fire Nation priest that you still don't know the name of down off the back of the bison.
Well, we do know his name,
What's his name?
Mr. Air.
Mr. Bruce.
No, he's talking about the airbender. Why do I bother? As he helps them down off, the airbender sort of like jogs over to you guys, has a bit of a look around the camp and goes, "Wow, the place is really messed up."
Why
Lachey,
were you
she's-
locked up?
Oh, me? I questioned the guiding wind and spoke out against them at the Western Air Temple.
Ah, cool.
Oh, that was
That's
silly.
pretty nice.
Why?
That's pretty
Why?
worth it.
They were talking about isolationism, and going underground. Well, not literally underground, like more like above ground. I'm not about that. I'm about peace and harmony. So I spoke out against them, told them that they were full of wind. They were blowing in the wrong direction.
You didn't tell them to blow
Sounds like
off,
a
did you?
fucking
That's so
hipster.
rude.
I told them to blow off. Yeah, of course I did.
Oh man. Yeah, that's
I'm all about
Yeah,
that
cool
like
thing in
peace
your
and harmony,
culture,
bro.
Wouldn't that be a cool thing to blow off? Like, because you guys off wind?
no. Blow off
No,
is
it's
like,
pretty rude, man. And it's
that's
also pretty
like-
offensive for a non-air nation person to say that, actually.
Oh, sorry. It's
It's
Uh,
alright.
wind
Excuse my
off.
friend. He's a bit ignorant.
So good. Hey,
aggressively.
I'm Seng. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, Sang. Is it with an E or an A?
Double E. Seng.
Sing. Okay, Sang.
Sing.
Mr.
Mm.
So what? Did they kidnap you from the Western Air Temple?
I mean, I was only there temporarily. I was researching the medicinal properties of some of the plants nearby.
And then they just kidnapped you from the area and took you here.
Yeah, when I spoke out against them, they got pretty cross with me. Told me that I should watch my back. I didn't watch my back closely enough. Continued to talk out against them, and then they came in the night, put a bag over my head, and knocked me out.
And no one else in the Western Air Temple was in line with you?
Not that they weren't in line with me. It's just it's not really like. I mean, you know, the older air monks. They're not quick to speak out. They tend to be quite slow and quite measured. And
Okay.
I was pretty radical.
So it's not like the Western Air Temple is rancid with the guiding wind.
I don't know. People seemed to be listening when they spoke, so I tried to speak up against them, offer a dissenting opinion, and then they bagged me, tagged me, threw me on a bison, brought me out here.
Fair enough. Yeah. Did you overhear anything while you've been here about what they're doing here and why?
No, they didn't talk a lot in front of us. They
It sounded
questioned
like
him
they
a
were
lot.
in the big tent a lot. They
Yeah,
questioned the fire
no.
priest.
They were in the Big Ten a fair bit. They questioned him a lot as he gestures towards the fire priest, and they were trying to get information about the new avatar from the archivist over there, Nomu, I think his name is.
Mr. Library.
Mr. Library. Did he
Mr.
actually call
Library.
him that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
think
do,
that's his
yes.
real name.
It's
About
his
his name.
he prefers to go by that, actually.
That's so lame. Anyone
Look,
who uses that is just as lame.
We don't make the rules.
You know what
yeah,
you're
we
trying to
just
do
follow
here,
it.
Owen.
That's just like your opinion, man.
That's an objective statement of fact, man.
And who got locked in prison?
Yeah, fair. I know he doesn't say any of that. He just, as you say, Mr. Library, sort of like he just nods and is like, cool. Yeah, well, they're asking him about the new Avatar. Credit to
Says
him.
what?
Put up with a fair bit of punishment.
Man,
What did
do
they
you
what did they
guys
do
wanna
with
go
you
talk to-
here? Oh, sorry. I was just
No,
wondering, like,
it's
what
okay,
they.
go ahead. Yeah.
I was just interested, like, they took you as a prisoner here, but she was talking about, like Legshay, talking about doing tests on us. Did she do tests on you or any of the other prisoners while you were here?
As you say tests, he's quite cheerful demeanor, kind of like freezes for a moment. And he sort of like nods,
He's a sleeper agent.
and then
Kill
the
him.
mirth sort of rises again as he sort of forces down and goes, yeah, though she was doing some weird stuff, but it's okay, I can take it.
Spirits, Avatar,
You don't,
Kyoshi.
you don't have
Waffles.
to get into it, but if there's anything important that you think we should know about it, then we're all ears. But I won't push that button.
No, I'm pleased she's gone. I overheard you talking to Legshay up on
Is
top
there
of
a
the
set
branches.
of code words that we can't use that will activate you or trigger you?
What are you talking about?
Okay, all good.
Okay.
Can we assess the situation to see if he's being sincere? and
Yeah,
honest?
sure.
Does anyone volunteer, or should I do it? Okay, I've done
Go
it.
ahead.
That's a 13.
So first question, is he being sincere? Yeah. It looks more than anything else that he's trying his best to be brave and cheerful because he's a moment away from breaking down.
Okay. Can I save my second question for when we go talk to the fire priest and
Absolutely.
see if he's sincere and honest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
I do
Cool,
have a
cool.
quick question for Sang though.
Yeah.
I thought you guys didn't pronounce the S at the beginning of like Airbender names.
Where'd you hear that? We definitely do. Well, it depends on the name.
Yeah, I mean, there's one spelling of owl, which is a silent S, but
No, I'm
Otherwise,
pretty
you'd
sure
just be
there's-
eating.
That's a solid throwback.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, that did happen.
Oh, was it Sal? Oh,
It was
he was
Sal.
owl.
Remember, he
with a
was
silent S
Sal,
in the
but it had a
front.
silent S.
better call Sal.
Well, it was pronounced owl.
I think it took like maybe a month, and then you guys changed it. You're like, no, let's just get rid of the S.
I'm gonna put it down to the time change, the reboot.
His name just changed because of a wish that was made. How
Yeah.
to make everything better, change his name.
No one remembers.
That was Mako. I want to fix all my wrongs, and his name's actually Al now. I never heard that one.
He just like whispered it real quiet.
Oh my
God,
I'm
sorry.
gonna pick around, grab the rest of my stuff, and then I think I'll take this bison and head back to the Western Air Temple to see if I can figure out.
Were you gonna go
Time is-
back there?
Yeah, all my research is there.
Weren't they just
You're researching.
kidnap you again?
The medicinal properties of some plants. I'm pretty sure that he sort of like pauses as he considers this wrong and goes, They wouldn't kidnap me again, would they?
Well.
There's nothing to stop them from doing it again.
Yeah, like
Well, yeah, the Shah's gone, and the other. Oh,
They're not the only
actually, where
ones.
are the others? Where did the others go?
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
sure.
Oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't
okay.
go back.
I guess I'll head to.
The Eastern
Eastern
Air Temple
Air
seemed pretty.
Temple.
Yeah.
That was nice. They had
As you say
cards.
that, Nomu wanders over and goes, "I was kidnapped from there."
But there was a lot of
Oh, no.
resistance.
There was search parties and everything was sent
That's
out.
where I was taken. The Eastern
Um,
Air Temple in broad
that
daylight
time-
in front of the busiest library of all 4 nations.
At that time,
Okay,
however,
well,
there was a
the South Air
bigger
Temple.
thing happening. Bigger problem at that time.
But they really wanted him.
As
Yeah.
Nomu heads back over, sort of like looking a bit worse for wear, this big beaming smile crosses his face as he sees all of you. He goes, "Oh, my young friends, I wasn't sure I'd see you again."
Not good
Have
to
you
see.
come all this way just to rescue
Neither
me?
were we.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely weren't going to a marsh to rescue you and just decided to have a look at the scenes over here and conveniently run into you. That's definitely not what happened.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Kind of what happened.
We were looking for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I must get back to the Eastern Air Temple. Seng, if you're looking for somewhere to head, I could you could take this bison and head to the Eastern Air Temple. I'm sure you'd be welcome there. Seng sort of like nods, looking a bit distracted.
I think you should at least wait for Lake Shay to come back first, because I think she has a plan as well. But yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea if it works out.
They're
But please don't
after-
leave before Lake Shay gets back.
Oh no, we won't leave until she's back. My young friends, I'm not sure how involved in this you are or how drawn into this you've become, but you should know.
About here.
Oh, for
We're
the
drowning.
podcast listeners,
We're drowning here.
Dave and Andrew were indicating over their heads,
Yeah. No, not over my head. It's like up to my chin.
up to your chin.
Nah,
Yeah.
we're gone.
The
Well,
mark
yeah.
is over his head. But
They're
I almost died earlier today.
after the Avatar. They
Yeah,
want to
we-
know the identity of the new Avatar, or at least get a list of all of the potential people who could be the Avatar. That's why they captured that Fire Nation priest over there, and then when he couldn't provide any answers, they came after me.
And Mako actually figured that out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. Oh, well done, my boy.
Thanks.
He's strangely intuitive when he wants to be. Like,
He was
just
a-
doesn't
he really
wanna
wanted to
be.
make a wish, and he found a 1 in a million chance to make a wish. It was incredible.
If I really put my mind to something, I can do it.
He's actually gifted. He's just very off. Yeah, he's just very.
Very.
Very what?
Really
Very
understand.
intelligent, right, guys?
Very.
Just very.
Just
Good
very.
way.
Yes.
Yes.
The Fire Nation priest, sort of seeing all of you guys huddling together, having a chat, wanders over, sort of like holding his back a little bit, and as he does so, he sort of coughs quite throatily. You hear this like almost like what sounds like moisture and liquid still in his lungs. He lets out this very
Ew.
this hacking cough.
Should lay on the
Booze
seas,
on.
man.
What? Still got water in my ears. Hang on. Tries to like shake his head a little bit. Sorry, what was that, young miss?
Here,
Are you feeling better?
A bit better, thank you.
here, have some of this, and I pour a little bit of the fire whiskey into a cup and pass it to him.
I could pull the water out of his lungs.
Do you still have fire water, Mako?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we only opened my bottle, and I think we only drank about half of it, so I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
still have half a bottle.
Amazing. As you pour a little bit of fire whiskey, goes, oh, fire whiskey, that'll hit the spot perfectly. Oh, that's better. Oh. Well, thank you for the assist, young ones. I appreciate the help getting me out of that cage.
Not a
What was your name, sir?
Mazon.
Mazon.
Nazon.
That's
Mazon.
a sick name.
That is an awesome
Can't
name.
wait to go to the Fire Nation and hear all the names that he's thought of.
May I say, he has the coolest name so far.
I don't know.
What's this
Cole
weird
was pretty
patriotism? It's like, salute the Fire Kingdom, make up the coolest
They have
names.
cool names!
They just have
Like,
cool names. I don't know what you want.
It's a cool
The
name,
names are just
yes.
like so hard hitting and like savage.
It's like
Oh,
weird
yeah?
patriotism.
Like savages too.
Well, Marco's a shit name, alright?
Yeah, Marco's
I mean,
not a
it's
good name. I know this.
Pretty good way to describe the Fire Nation savage. Pretty right.
Yeah.
Not like us Earth Nation people. Oh, just me.
Shurva. Awesome name.
Yeah, Shurva has like having the V and the Zs and that kind of thing just makes it that like. Anyway.
I think
Poe.
I think Andrew's still got
Poe
this
the
name.
Face Stealer is certainly not the scariest entity in all of Avatar. And he's just
Shit
more of
name.
that, Marco.
What was it, sorry?
Shit name.
No, Nate?
Oh, I said I think you've still got your V though, right?
Oh, I see what you're going for there. Jeez, that's a stretch. That's a real stretch. For those of you who are trying to figure out what Archie's saying, Archie,
That
do you
was
want to
great.
describe Do you want to
Mako
describe
flies
how
on
you're
Virgin
insulting?
Airlines.
Ah, there we go. I feel like that's made it pretty clear now.
To the moon!
No, we're not having Bitcoin and fucking references.
They're not
Yeah, I, was
going
gonna say,
to the
that's a
moon.
I thought of that weird crypto.
Nothing screams V-card more than a crypto enthusiast.
Hey guys, now's your last chance to buy
Sorry.
Bitcoin before it surges, right? Come on.
Yeah. Do not buy Bitcoin. Don't do it. Oh my god.
Yeah, sell. Sell.
Oh, just don't get involved in any of that bullshit.
Buy low, sell high.
Don't do it. Just avoid. Just don't do it. It's already been linked to actually funding neo-Nazi organizations. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
But
Getting
so
into
is
it.
fiat currency.
Just avoid. Just
I
don't do
think-
it. Brendan
I
Lee
think I'm
Mulligan
gonna
does a
take
great.
I'm
Brendan Lee
gonna
Mulligan
take
does a great
responsibility
take.
for this one.
Yeah, exactly. Who's taking responsibility for this one? This has
I'm
got to be
taking
Archie.
responsibility for this derail.
You
Oh
are.
yeah, you definitely.
Because
Not
I was
me.
like,
Not
that
me when I
guy's
called Andrew a
name.
virgin.
Yeah, true. That's true. Some hard patriotism. Okay. Although I still feel like that was at least slightly on topic. It was the Bitcoin, I think, that's got to be the problem. Who was the Bitcoiner? That was Archie.
No, I was talking about how Andrew's a virgin. That's different.
Yeah, Mako still
Who
got his
said
V.
Bitcoin? Was that?
You said Bitcoin.
No. Someone said it first, and I said let's not talk about that.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
No, it was definitely not me. I'll listen back.
Someone
and find
said,
out.
"Let's go to the moon." I'm pretty sure.
That's
it's the
right.
Bitcoin.
I said to
That
the
was
moon.
me.
Oh, so it is you, Bree.
Yeah.
It was you.
Because I was making reference to the Virgin stuff, like about them doing flights and that
okay,
kind of
fair.
thing. So I was like, Virgin Airlines, Virgin's taking people into space to the moon. Anyway,
That is a
I've
logical
taken
leap.
responsibility for that derail.
Yeah, I think that's
No one
fair.
voted for me, suckers.
No one
Yeah, I
voted
voted
for you.
other. I tried to take my option back as soon as I did it, but I wasn't allowed to anymore.
No.
Sad.
No.
Locked in Netty.
As Mazon stands there looking a bit confused, as you all have this like very brief discussion of like how cool his name is, which I'm gonna rule was in character. No, he does say that as he goes, Mazon. I do appreciate the assistance. Who were those air nomad fucks?
Guiding wind.
I love Fire Nation.
Just the guiding wind.
Yeah, they're a radical group of air nomads who want to
Bunch of air
have
nomads that don't know
different
their
views.
place, am I right?
Yeah, their views don't represent the they don't represent the air nomads.
Boy, the sister.
They don't
of-
represent them. They don't represent any of us.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Boy, the sister of Fire Lord Sozin, Princess.
Princess Zishan.
Oh, thank
Princess
you.
Zishan, you
Princess
mentioned.
Zishan joined the Guiding Wind. I know who they are. I asked, who the fuck do they think they are? Capturing a member of the Fire Nation priesthood.
They think they're in line with Fire Lord Sister Zishan. That's who they think they are.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm having none of it. When I get back to the
Good.
Fire Nation, I'm going to be launching a serious inquiry into this group. It's about time we dealt with these air nomad problems.
Yeah, you
These
tell them.
problem
Well,
air
I mean-
nomads.
Guiding wind.
How do you know that it wasn't your princess that ordered this in the first place? Why are you
You sort
blaming the air nation?
Pauses for a second. Good point, lad. Fine.
Oh, thank you.
Fine.
Thank you. I didn't expect you to be so reasonable. I appreciate your yeah, thank you.
I've got no loyalty to the royal family. The fire priests serve the Avatar and the Avatar alone. They still do at this point in history. They haven't yet been corrupted. That's to come.
That is true.
Spoilers.
Mm.
Cool.
I guess
Is
what they
Lakeshay-
what with you? I was wondering.
Legshay's not come back yet. Mazon sort of turns towards Mako, Shurva, back to Mako again and goes, "Why do you look familiar, boy?"
You've probably seen his face on missing posters.
Daddy.
Sorry, what? What did you call me?
No. I'm talking about his daddy. You're not daddy. I wouldn't call you daddy. That'd be weird. His
Unless
daddy.
you're into
that. A few more fire whiskeys.
You know, my dad's like an official. That's fine.
An official.
Your
thing
father's
now.
Ambassador Bao. The family resemblance is uncanny. You've got his weak chin.
I'm already insecure. It's okay. I'm already
Don't take it as a
insecure. It's
criticism, boy. It's an identifying feature of your face.
okay. Fine.
If you don't mind me asking, the fuck are you lot doing out here?
We're trying to rescue. We're trying to rescue. Nobu.
It's the library.
Why are a bunch of kids doing this?
That's a longer story.
And nomads are too soft.
Not a true word's been spoken.
I like how the second a fucking
right here.
another Fire Nation person's here. I'm just like, yeah, fuck those.
Switch border.
Fuck all these guys.
Switch team.
You watch as
Orders, I say.
you watch as Sen goes, "Hey." See, he looks over and goes,
I'm right here, guys.
yeah, that's like
Right?
I just saved Mako.
we should meditate on
Thank
this.
you.
Arc.
I just
We should
saved
sit
people.
down. We should sit down and meditate on this. This is on how to deal with this. This is hostility. It is undue. Let's go find a safe space and meditate on this.
I agree, but we shouldn't do it softly. We should meditate hard.
We should meditate hard.
I feel like meditating is kind of a waste of time at this point, and we should maybe try to figure out where the rest of the stone tablet is and where the rest of the guiding wind went.
How long's it been?
It's probably been about 5-10 minutes.
If I were on the canopy, can I fly back up with my glider, or do I need an airbus?
You can fly back up to the glider. I fly back up with your glider.
Is there a short rest in this game?
No, there's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to find the tablet, and we need to find the guiding wind, and we should check on where Lakeshay is, because I'm a bit worried about her.
The other prisoner, the woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most airbenders are soft, I have to say. She held out pretty well. Her sister, no less. Man, brutal.
What did they do to her?
They hurt her, son. Sister wanted information. Lakeshay wouldn't give it up.
And what did she do to her?
I don't think you're old enough for this. Let's just leave it at she hurt
He's
her.
definitely not.
And Lakeshay still wants to find her?
Family's weird, boy. Best avoided. Why, join the
I'll
priesthood.
look to the others, but doesn't say anything.
Look, remember what I did for family?
That's a good point. That's a really
Was it
good
for
point.
family or was it for yourself? I'm not sure.
It was for family.
but-
A bit of both. Bit of column A, bit of column B.
I don't know about you, but I've had enough excitement for one lifetime. I'm gonna go steal one of these cots, one of these tents, have a kip, and see if I can find someone who could take me to some port or something, or if anyone's heading to the Fire Nation, I'd appreciate a lift.
I'm gonna
Those
slip
big
in
cows
the
are
rest of
pretty
my.
Are we
I'll slip
headed
him the
that
rest
way?
of my bottle of whiskey.
You hand over the whiskey, he looks down, looks back at you and goes, priesthood aren't supposed to drink.
I
Thank
think
you.
you've deserved this one.
Absolutely. I won't sell if you don't. You're probably too young
I'll
to drink
slightly
anyway, but
offended.
let's just call it a moot point, eh?
Sounds good.
I
we
was
heading
offended because it was a
towards
gift.
Right. Well, I'm
Man
gonna,
nearly just drowned. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and
drink
he's
this.
Drowning him some more.
tortured.
Drowning him in liquor.
He holds up the bottle. I'm gonna drink this. I'm gonna sleep in there as he points to the tent. I'm gonna sleep through till morning, and then I'm gonna hope that I can catch a lift somewhere out of this damn swamp.
If we leave, do you want us to wake you up?
Yes, do not leave me at the top of this fucking tree. There's no way I'm getting down.
You said until morning, so I wasn't sure.
Are you leaving before morning?
Smoke him a kipper.
Well,
He'll be back
what
for
time is it
breakfast.
now?
Is that a Red Dwarf reference?
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Rimmer. I fucking love Red Dwarf.
It's so good.
It's so good. I love the way he says Rimmer. Anyway, yes, Archie.
What's a kip?
You don't need to know. Asleep.
The fish.
Because I googled it and it said
Have a kip.
the hide of a young or small animal.
Nope.
Having a kip is having a sleep.
Have a quick kit, mate.
Okay. It said leather, so I was a bit confused about what he was doing in his tent by himself.
I've got this leather contraption. I'm gonna have a kit with it.
I'll play with my leathers.
Look, maybe he wants to be called Daddy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Alrighty. I think that is as good a place as any to wrap up for tonight. As Arl peeks over the edge trying to see where Legshay has gone, Arl, you see a single kite still doing loops. Almost this like continual zigzag formation above the forest below. Archie, why are there people screaming in your basement? What?
You should be asleep.
They're,
Picks up a baseball bat and walks towards the door.
They're playing a horror game.
Clearly they've pulled the gags out.
Oh, which one?
I see the diazepam's wearing off. I'll be right back, guys. As Archie disappears.
So we're wrapping up now, right?
just dabbing something into a cloth.
Oh my god, they're having a kip. Thanks, chat.
That does not sound like having a kip.
It's not
That's
having
not
a
a
kip.
kip.
I think that's a really good place to wrap up for tonight, as you see Legshay doing zigzags of the forest below. Were you going to ask a question, Al?
Oh no, I was just gonna. No, that's all right.
Then go on. What were you going to ask?
No questions. I was just gonna go fly. Like I was gonna ask the
I'll
team
fly
if they
down
mind if I flew off, and just fly with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, no worries at all. I'd say that Al, you
Yeah.
just quickly slip out from the rest of the group and dive down with your glider. Yeah, not a problem at all. Alrighty, that is as good a place as any to wrap up. Before we do though, we are going to do an advancement,
Oh my god.
which we can do now or at the beginning of the next session. Your choice.
Might as well do it now. We'll forget it
Let's do
later.
it now. Okay, let's do it now. So let's go through the questions, as this is an important part of the leveling up. Let me pull open the question. So each
I
of
feel
you
like
will
my questions
have.
have gotten easier.
Have they? Now that you don't have to deal with
Okay.
Mako. So there's additional questions that you guys have to ask. Each of you will have a specific question that's different to all of the others that is part of your playbook. And then you have the general questions as well. Do we want to do the general questions first, or do you want to do the specific questions first?
General.
Maybe the general.
The general questions first. Right, let me pull open the general questions. Give me a second. I believe they are, have you discovered, let me just find it here.
I also have a feature where I have to retire if I mark finish a checklist.
Yes, that's
Which
correct.
I'm
Are you close to
Dangerously
finishing?
close to finishing.
Okay, well then that's when I'll
Wait, what?
reaches. Yeah, so one of the features of the playbook is once you tick off a number of these like specific achievements, the character then has achieved what they wanted to. Has I think it's you've become your icon or whatever it is, and then you're good to go.
Oh, so you have to be opposite. You just leave. You become
Just
someone
No, I
leaves,
mean, you
retires.
just force retirement. Yeah.
Or takes a new
Become-
playbook.
Yeah.
We can do it that way too if you like. I'm happy.
Nah,
I'm happy
forced
as well.
retirement.
Forced retirement.
else. Oh, I'm 16,
That's
guys. I've done
sucker.
everything I want to do in life.
I've completed
Bye-bye.
my life.
Because one of them is
So-
start a real fight with a dangerous master, and I think Al did that just last week. So
Yeah,
Not
I'd say so. So the questions are, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? The answer is yes. I think you've learned what
guiding
a threat-
wind.
the guiding wind are. Yep, absolutely.
We
The
learned
next
about
question
some
is-
scary trees.
Yep. Did you and the nanarungs?
Thanks, Nanabolo.
Did you stop a
And
dangerous
leeches
threat
as well.
or solve a community problem? You definitely stopped a
Definitely
dangerous
stopped.
threat. Holy shit. Did you guide a character towards balance or end the session at your center? That's a solid no for almost everyone, I'm thinking.
So close.
So
I'm
close.
in my
And then
center.
the last questions are the specific ones for each of you. So do you want to go through? Let's do Shurva first. What's your specific question, Shurva?
Did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? I would say yes, learning with the Kyoshi warriors.
Definitely. Absolutely. Mako, your question is...
Did you
Did
improve
you
the
improve-
lives of a community of average citizens or help an ordinary person with their problems? I say people.
Mako and Aquila, both of you, yep, Kyoshi Warriors, you definitely improved the life. Well, I wouldn't say improved the lives of the community of average citizens, but you did help the community with their problems, which was, but you also caused the problem as well.
We also freed people from their cabin.
You did also free prisoners. I would argue that, yeah, definitely you've helped. Yeah, definitely. Alrighty.
And Jed.
And Jed. Did you help Jed? What did you help Jed?
Yeah, we helped him become the Jed.
No, you haven't.
So
You haven't done
the
that.
Jed.
We helped
That hasn't
him
happened
come to
yet.
terms with being the Jed.
Okay.
We gave him
Rung,
the tools
what's your
to
question?
Take back Jed.
To reclaim
Did
Jed.
you did you make progress towards your goal against your adversary? And I'll bark my adversary as that Leshe chick.
The guiding wind.
Guarding, yeah, what's the entire guarding wind? Like, I can't do that, obviously.
Yep, I'd say that ticks it. And Al, what's your question?
Did
I
you
believe it
express
is-
vulnerability by admitting you were wrong, or that you should have listened to someone you ignored?
Ooh, good question. Have you admitted you were wrong? I'd say you did on Kyoshi Island as well, and actually probably again with the searching for the swamps and with the eel fishing. I think you also maybe more the Kyoshi Warriors. I think like learning from them and admitting when you were trying to learn from them. I'd say that probably fits. You showed vulnerability then, definitely.
Appreciated.
Definitely. So that is an advancement for all of you. That is fantastic. You may go through and pick one of your advancements. If you are in the center of your balance, you may unlock your moment of balance. If you wanted to unlock your moment of balance, I'm still happy for you to unlock it now and just wait until you're back in center to then use it. So I'm happy for you to, if you wanted to unlock your moment of balance, I'm happy for you to unlock it now. And then when you're back in center, then you can use it. You just have to get back to center to use it in that case. So you can go either way.
How do we get back to center?
So you can use things like living up to your principle. You can call someone out to help call them back to their principle. So when you call someone out, shift your balance away from center, and then they can shift their balance or shift your balance as well. If they challenge it on a miss, they can demand your acting points for principles. I think there's also guide and comfort can also help. No, guide and comfort doesn't help. There is a way to have your balance shifted as well, shifted back. I think just using the moves, and then also when you have rests, I think there's ways to do it. So I'll look into that and I'll talk you through the rest situation, because I'm assuming you'll be taking a rest.
Because, like, canonically, there would be some ways.
There's definitely ways to do it. Yeah, there's definitely ways to do it. I don't think we've gone through them too much, but we'll definitely go through them in a bit more detail. I'll just see if there's anything. Nah, look, I'll go through these definitely in a lot more detail. Don't worry. And,
I mean,
we'll go
I
through
can
the
just
rest
roll
in detail.
badly at the beginning and then ditch Arl, and then I'm back at center. So
It's so true. Yeah, that's an option,
Man.
definitely.
Gonna
All right,
learn
well,
this
that
one.
is where we're going to wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Once these guys have taken their level up, we'll go through next session what they picked and what they unlocked. That'll be really fun to explore. But for the moment, that's all from us. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again really soon. But until then, good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.